Hi guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. There we go. My dog wants my cat's seat, so I just kicked my cats out. And she just decided this now when I was going live. There we go. Now we're good. Yes, CJ, we are here. Hey guys, it's Kathy. I hope you're doing well. Okay, let's just start with the bad news first. I'm gonna play this clip, and that was the clicking I was
Ladies and
talking about.
gentlemen, Mr. Phelps has lodged an objection.
This clicking. Is that a fan? Anyway, we went through that all yesterday. And the day before, and the day before, the day before, the day before. I don't remember how many times we went through that, but that was the clicking. So this guy we've been watching all week, all the last I don't know how many days, 5 days. He he got in a car accident, sued the company that was at fault, and we've been on tender hooks to see what was going to happen to this jujitsu guy. Well, I can't play the jury verdict because it will not download. It's stuck, it's corrupted, it won't download, but it's okay. I know what happened. It was 2 minutes long. So, the jury was in recess. The jury comes out. We only see Judge Cristofino. The jury foreman stands up and hands the bailiff the sheet. It was unanimous. He read it out. So, Jeremiah Jackson was awarded $1 million in this settlement case. He was awarded $1 million, and then the stream was cut, but the Cristofino cut the stream right away. So there we go, $1 million. So he's 34, I think. I don't know. I don't know. Is he gonna earn more than $1 million over the rest of his life? I don't know. I feel like he can still work a bit. I don't know. He can't work at the RV place anymore. He's gonna have to get he's gonna have to get a desk job or something, which really is not him. That's not him. He's a physical person. Oh, boom. Yo, I forgot about that. Yeah, his lawyer's gonna remember how the lawyer kept saying I wouldn't be able to sleep at night? His lawyer's gonna sleep well tonight. So I don't know if he invests it wisely, lives off the interest. Like I'm talking like I know what I'm talking about. Anyway, I'm just gonna start with this divorce, guys, because I just can't wait. I can't wait to play it. Hold on, it's one of these two. I'm gonna close this if this isn't the right one. Here we go. No intro today. I'm just getting in. Are you ready? Are you ready for this? Here we go.
It was a why. That's not a yes or no.
Okay.
So, sorry. I'm sorry. So, I couldn't get, I was in Judge Fleischer's courtroom. So, this was like right after Judge Fleischer's stream ended, and I got this. So, I missed part of the beginning, and it hurts my heart so bad that I missed some of it because it's all great, but it's good. We'll be fine. Yeah, this is the Treehouse Club courtroom. All right. Listen, if you laugh too much, you won't hear what they say. I know this. So try to remain calm.
Next question. Why did the judge send you a thing for taking $22,000 and you skipped out on that bill? That's why you went to Truist. Why don't you tell the truth?
22,000.
Yes, right. Yes, ma'am. I've got it all in writing, Donna. So
Just
anyway,
ask the question, Mr. Polson.
okay, next question. Did you mention to the judge that for all my life, I never cashed a paycheck? I gave you my paychecks every week.
Lori, he got $1 million. He got $1 million. The jury gave him $1 million, and then George Cristofino turned off the feed. Hi, Sarah.
So therefore,
Yes,
you
that's
were.
when things were good.
That was for 40 years.
That's when things were good.
Hold
Don't-
on.
don't
She
yell.
says she's acknowledging that.
Okay.
No. Any other questions?
Yes. When you won a lawsuit against Walmart, what did you do with $100,000, Don?
It was 57,000. Paid bills,
Paid bills?
okay, and gave you money,
Okay.
okay.
Next question. When you mentioned about the phone, did you not agree that you were paying the phone bill? I was paying the cable. You did not mention to the judge. You made it sound as if I ordered Xfinity. It was cable TV and internet. for
Is
the
there a
house.
question? You have to ask a question. You're
Yeah,
testifying.
why didn't you not mention that part of it to the judge? You only mentioned the part that satisfies you.
We had Comcast, and so she called from Xfinity saying that you can get a better deal, blah, 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 and you did.
Yes, ma'am.
For sure, you got a better deal. And then you also got a phone with it.
Yes, ma'am.
And I feel like I didn't do that. You ordered it, not me.
Was your bill at Verizon $70-some a month, whereas my bill was only $16 a month?
I don't care about that, okay? You get money,
Wait a minute.
disability,
That's
Okay,
pay it.
That's
Stop.
argument.
okay. Question, answer, no arguing.
All right.
Next question.
Did you mention to the judge when the gun misfired, me and my son were going hunting and he left the gun loaded? Did you mention that?
I didn't know any of that, okay? So that's new to me, okay?
Sure.
When the rifle went up, that's right.
Stop.
I can't do this.
Your Honor.
Because, see, we can't
Well,
talk.
if you just answer the question, listen to the question, answer it only. Don't
Donna,
argue.
did you not
ask,
call-
hold on.
Oh, yes,
Please
ma'am.
don't talk when I'm talking.
Oh, I didn't.
All right.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
you just ask the question. You don't get an answer you don't like. You don't comment. You either ask another question or you
Okay.
present contradicting evidence if that's what you.
That's why I'm not a
Okay.
lawyer. Thank you. Donna? Did you call the police 3 times in the month of June saying that I physically assaulted you? And get 3 police reports?
Towards the end, last 2 years or so
Okay, no,
of us
Don.
together,
Let her answer the
I've
question.
called the police many times because he took my keys and didn't let me go. I had a doctor's appointment. And I told him I need my keys, I'm gonna be late, you know. And then, with him pushing me
Your Honor,
around,
This
Hold
is
on a
not the
minute.
question I asked.
He asked in June. Did you call 3 times in June? Is
You
it
got-
June of
I
this?
have no
Do you
idea.
have the police
I
report?
know I called maybe once or twice. I mean, I don't know. You got the police records?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay,
You
good.
don't
Then I
get to
called
ask-
3 times.
Ms. Polson, you don't get to ask questions, okay? I need you to calm down. All right, what's your next question?
In the 3 times you called the police, did the police never charge me with anything because they asked me if you had any mental problems?
Yeah, I got mental problems. That's what kind of problem I got. Okay? He
Okay,
always
answer
was
his
putting me.
question. Did the police charge him? His question was, did the
No,
police charge
but
him?
one time
Okay, stop
I was
right there.
standing in the kitchen washing the dishes. Our grandbaby was only a year old, standing with her grandma and her mama, and he gets mad at me and throws a fork in the sink. My daughter called the cops. Okay, I called the cops, and they told him to leave. But guess what? I had to give him my car. I had to give him $40 to go spend somewhere. You know, I had the money.
Okay.
This is more
Next
than I
question, Mr.
elaborate.
Polson.
Donna, did the cop not mention that you were on Xanax and Cetafran and that was affecting
That
your
doesn't
judgment?
matter. I needed that medicine because of you.
Wait a minute. So, okay. You're not answering my questions. You're coming up with a whole different version.
Is that a
That-
yes or no?
Yes, I was on Xanax and
Okay.
I'm on medication now.
On the night that you left me and you claimed that I choked you, why did you not call the police? Because if
You know what?
did-
You want to know why I didn't call?
Yeah.
Because every time I called the police on you, they would do nothing. And he got caught with Shannon, or no, with Officer Baker. He's a drug agent. Okay, he was heavy into drugs and
Donna,
being with all these drug
Your Honor,
dealers
I'm not
that I
asking-
swear he
Your
was a
Honor.
CI.
Okay,
That's why he never
She's-
got arrested.
hold
She's
on,
going
lower
on
your
with-
voice. Mr. Polson, what is your next question?
Donna, are you ever wrong or is it always me?
No, that's not a relevant question. Do you have a question pertaining to what I need to decide?
Why did you tell the judge that I had been on drugs all my life? Where for 35 years I did no drugs. I paid off 2 houses, property up in North Georgia. Oh, yes.
The
You're
property of
testifying-
I'm
Georgia,
asking
my-
that question.
Hold on.
Why did you not tell the judge that part of it?
we
Did I
both
work-
paid off the house
Did I
on
work-
Canterbury Circle.
Did I
We
not?
paid off the land up in Clarksville with the help of my dad when he passed away. He
Lori, is that any better?
left me money. That's how we got it paid off.
I'm getting nowhere. At the pool liner, you mentioned the judge of pool liner.
Yes,
Did you mention to the judge that you gave a man without my approval $900?
you knew about that.
I'm asking a question.
Mm.
Did
Let
you
him
give a
finish the
man
question.
$900 and he accused you of the wrong measurements and therefore you had to give him another 900 for another pool liner, which never came? Did you mention
Listen,
that part?
I
You're
made a
making it sound
mistake
like it's my
on the
fault.
measurements, okay? And I didn't know, okay? So I gave that liner to him and he went and got us another liner. I didn't have to pay him $900 the second time.
Your Honor, I'm not getting anywhere really. I don't know what else to say.
Because there is something to say.
Miss Polson, there's no question.
Ma'am,
All right. Any other,
when you heard the last case which you charged me.
wait a
with
minute, are you asking a question?
No, I'm making a
Oh,
statement. to
okay,
you.
this is
Am
not
I
the
allowed
time
to
yet.
do
No,
that?
not the
Okay.
time.
Okay.
Do you have any redirect, Ms. Hall?
Oh, I have some more questions.
Oh, I thought you were done.
No, ma'am.
Okay, well, what's
When
your
you
question?
mentioned about the taxes, did you mention to the judge that you took my retirement
She has
money
a
out
lawyer.
without paying taxes?
It's a yes or no, Miss
No, that wasn't your money. It was all my money.
Ms. Paulson, back away from the mic, some please.
Ma'am. Okay, did you not mention that not only you not paid the taxes on the money you withdrew, but you also received a $1,088 penalty because that occurred in 2017 and you never told me? You didn't tell me.
The $3,000, that's $1,700 is included in that $3,000.
No, I'm sorry, I got the paper
And now it gets good.
right here, Your Honor, if you'd like to see it.
Well, no, that's when you get to introduce your own evidence. If you want to show her, that's fine, but you don't stop and then want to show me something at this time.
Okay.
Okay?
Donna, do you tend to blame everything on me rather than accept any responsibility at all?
I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I thought me and you were together in this marriage. But towards the end, 20 years ago or so, it felt like you were in your own marriage.
Okay,
Because of the
next
drugs.
question. Did I not take you to every single cancer treatment and sit out in a hot car because of COVID and wait on you?
The only time you took me to a cancer treatment was because I was having extra medicine in my bag. And they said that I needed a driver for that day.
Donna, who
It
took
was
you,
not
who took
every
you
day it
every
took me.
single day?
No,
Please
you
tell the
never
truth.
took me every day. I drove.
Security,
myself.
is that
Did I
better?
not take you to the hospital when your blood sugar was 742 and insist that you see the doctor after you called the doctor at F&B? Did that not occur, Donna?
I know I was taken by the ambulance. while My
Donna,
sugar was real
answer the
high.
question.
I
Did you
never- I don't
reject the
remember that
doctor in the
day.
emergency room
I don't.
because you wanted to smoke a cigarette?
Excuse me.
Did you-
That's
Is that,
when.
Donna, did you answer my question? Did you reject seeing the doctor in the
Yes.
emergency room
Yes,
because
I
you wanted to
did.
smoke a cigarette?
I guess because you know
Okay.
what?
2 minutes
I was
later, did
angry.
you not cry
Both
to
of
me?
you cannot speak at the same time.
just
So
want a
you
simple
hold
answer.
on, Mr.
Yes.
Paulson,
Yes, ma'am.
ask your question, let her answer, and until she stops answering, you either wait, or if you think she's not answering
Your
the
Honor, why did
question.
she come out with
Thank
these
you,
long
Southern
stories? I'm
Charms.
asking for a simple
Mr.
answer.
Paulson, ask
Yes.
your next question.
Donna, did I not go back to the emergency room and ask the doctor to please come see you again?
Not answering. I'm staying silent right now.
Did I
Ms.
not?
Paulson, you don't get to do that, yes or no? Did it happen or not?
No. No, it didn't.
You raised your right hand and you're not telling the truth. I don't understand it. I'll tell all the truth.
You know what?
Mr.
Go
Paulson,
ahead,
you
you
don't make,
tell all the truth.
Ms. Paulson, you don't make comments, ask a question.
I am. She's not being truthful. She's not
Okay, and
answering.
then if that's the case, then you have an opportunity to show me that, either by asking another question or presenting evidence that contradicts what she's saying.
Donna, did I not call your sister in Philadelphia to help persuade you to stay in the hospital for the next 5 days to cure yourself?
I went to the hospital one time where my sugar was like over, my A1C was like 13. And I did not want to stay in the hospital. And I also had pneumonia when I was in the hospital that time. But I was not feeling good. I was upset. I did not want to stay in the hospital, not even at night. But I ended up doing that. But
Okay.
no, it wasn't twice.
Next
It was just that one time.
Did you not call my mother and threaten her and call her a very
Yes, I
nasty
did.
name?
Yes, I did.
Okay.
Because you
Have
know
I ever
what?
done that to your parents?
I needed help from them
What was
Because
the
of you.
response? What was the response my
years
mother
ago
gave
when
you?
you
Whoa,
were.
you both are doing it again, one
Sorry.
at a time. Mr. Paulson, I don't know what the relevance of this is. What are you getting
I'm
at?
trying to show her character, ma'am. She's very rude, very abrupt, whereas I wasn't raised this way. I've never tried to hurt my
Okay,
wife.
whoa, you're both being rude and abrupt at this point. Ask your question. What's the next question?
It really doesn't matter anymore.
Okay.
Did I not ask you, Donna, if you had said to me you wanted $50,000? Did I not ask you to please sign the house so I could go borrow the money?
I am not putting my John Hancock on any kind of paper,
Okay,
my name,
okay.
so that way you can get a loan. No.
Well,
That
how would I
be
come up,
Stupid of me
Ma-
to do.
Donna, how would I come up with the money? How
You
could I go borrow the money without your approval since you're on the house?
I don't know, but
Okay.
anyway, you know.
Did I
what?
not buy that house from my mother and father?
Yes, we both did.
Okay, I did because I paid their house off, the brand new house that they built.
Are you
Correct.
asking a question or are you making a statement?
I said, is that correct?
He's asking you, is that correct, Ms.
What?
Paulson?
Don't worry about it. Is your daughter not shooting drugs right now with a newborn baby?
Objection, relevance.
What's the relevance of that?
She's persecuted me for falling off the wagon.
Look, there's a lawyer. There's an actual lawyer in the room. We haven't heard her yet, but there is one in the room.
Well,
I went to
this is a
NA.
divorce between the two of you. What your adult daughter is doing at this point is not of concern to this court.
Did you not get into my phone and call everybody from the Savannah
Me
Italian
too.
Club and the gun club and tell them that I was an abuser and a drug addict?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Because I wanted them to know the truth, because every
Sure.
time we were together.
Did you know these people that you called?
Yes, I did.
Oh, you did?
Larry, yeah, and then,
Alan?
Alan, and also.
The house and debt.
From the gun club, the one, Alan,
Wayne?
Wayne, I meant, yeah, I did. I was
End of
crying
question.
out for
End of
help.
questioning, ma'am.
I was crying out for help,
All right.
okay?
Any other questions, Ms. Hall?
The marital home that you're asking the court to divide on Canterbury Circle, right?
Yes,
That was Christopher Paulson's parents' home.
yes,
They owned it previously.
yes,
And the two of you during your marriage purchased that home
yes,
from them.
yes.
Did you have a mortgage on it during your
Yes.
marriage? Okay.
Yes.
And you both worked and contributed to pay off the mortgage
Yes.
monthly?
Yes, yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And the medication that you were asked about, the Xanax that you were on when the cops came, was that prescribed?
Yes.
Were you on any unprescribed medication?
No, never.
That's all I have.
Anything else? Just on those limited questions, Mr. Paulson. All right, you can step down. Thank you. Any other evidence to present, Ms. Hall?
No, Your Honor.
All right, any evidence you'd like to present, Mr. Paulson?
Well, I'll show you the bill if I could.
Do you wish to testify? Do you wish to testify?
Yeah, sure.
Come forward.
Here we go, guys. It gets good here too. I don't know why I'm bright red and I can't fix it. I'm just red today. I'm not really red. It's just my camera is making me red.
Oh, yeah.
All right, just confirm your name for me, sir, your full name.
My name is Christopher Peter Paulson.
All right, you need to pull the mic down towards you.
Christopher Peter Paulson Sr.
Okay, all right, and what is it you'd like to tell me?
Ma'am, throughout our marriage, when we got married, we moved down here to Savannah. I went to work immediately.
Excuse me, that's a lie.
Oh, no, ma'am, do not do that. You can't do that. Ms. Hall is the only one who should be speaking for you in this
You
proceeding.
laid in
okay?
bed for 3
Miss
months.
Paulson, you cannot do that. All right, Mr. Paulson.
My mother took care of me while I got off of heroin. I was shooting heroin for about 4 years.
We need
I
a
was
llama for
in
this.
bad shape. And when we christened my son, my mother told me that I wouldn't be living too much longer. So we moved to Savannah, where I quit everything. For 31 years, I stayed off drugs. I stayed in.
Brown,
my
'cause
mother
I'm full of-
fixed the garage up as a little apartment for my wife and myself. And we raised our son. She's not much of a churchgoer. I brought my children to church for 18 years straight. I sent them to church school, to church camps, Camp Toccoa up in North Georgia. I paid for all that by working 2 jobs, not one. I worked from 8 to 6 in the evening at Raymond Dice. I worked from 6:30 in the evening till 11 at the Jimmy Glenn Collection in Hilton Head. I drove a 74 Toyota wagon. As a second automobile, I painted a pickup truck to attain a second automobile. Shortly thereafter, I was embarrassed as all get out because I had her driving a 64 Plymouth Savoy with no reverse. The car caught on fire while she was driving down the road, and I decided to buy a new car. I bought the first new car for her. I drove the 74 Toyota for the next 10 years. She drove the new car. As I worked at the Chrysler dealer from 1987 till I lost my job in 2016 when AutoNation took over. I lost my retirement. I lost my medical benefits. I lost everything and lost my job. I relinquished the Savannah Italian Club, which I sold it to our esteemed mayor. She persuaded me to sell it to Dr. Dozier and the Board of Regents. I sold the property.
Don't you mean sweet
single-handedly
Jesus?
for $285,000, gave the money to the Savannah Italian Club people through my attorney, and didn't touch a dime of it. And I relinquished my presidency after 25 years. I took care of a lot of elderly people. It kept me busy. I became president of Hunter Army Airfield's gun club because of my shooting skills. And I did that for 15 years. Well, in 2016, I relinquished the presidency at the gun club, at the Italian club. I lost my job, and my son was spending 10 years in prison for manufacture of methamphetamine, which I had no knowledge of whatsoever.
The gun club.
I suffered from hepatitis. I went on the interferon program through Dr. Murphy and Dr. Nice. And on the day of my last injection, which was 18 months into it, I got introduced to meth from my son and my best friend. He taught my son how to make meth. I never forgave him after that. In fact, we parted ways. His wife, Cassie, was Donna's best friend, not mine. However, she died of cancer. And the fact of it is, the reason she died is because she was doing meth rather than
No,
the chemo
don't
that
do
she
it.
should have been doing. And so through all these lessons I've learned is to stay off of drugs. Drugs made nothing but bigger problems for me. I'm not trying to make an excuse, but I'm just telling you a fact. Losing my job, relinquishing the presidencies of both clubs, all of a sudden I had all this time on my hands. And that's when I realized how evil that one was. She was constantly putting me down. She lied to everybody. My brother sent $5,000 to make payments because we were behind in car payments. She told my brother she never received anything and asked for more money. I had to prove to my brother that I gave her the money, which she finally admitted, but she lied about it. She always lied about everything. My mother had to come over the house and go through our checkbook, because what she would do is she would run a $400 phone bill up, and then she would write, instead of $40 at Publix grocery shopping, she would write $20, thinking that she could make it up that way. She had our checking and our savings account.
I used to do that too. I did. I'm going to say it. I used to write in my checkbook that I spent $400 at the grocery store when I really only spent $200 so that I could balance something else that I spent. You know what else I used to do when I was married? I used to go to the grocery store and buy groceries, but then I would buy all these gift cards while I was in there because it all went on the grocery bill. And then I had the gift cards for Bath and Body Works or whatever I wanted. So I wasn't really spending money at Bath and Body Works. It was my money anyway.
So messed up, it was unreal. While my son was on crack and meth, he started taking money out of our accounts. She never told me until one day I got a notice. I went to go cash a paycheck and they told me I'm not Chris Paulson. And I said, yes, I am. And I showed my ID and they said, no, Chris comes in every Friday and cashes this check. And that was her. I said, no, that's my wife, Donna. And they said, okay, well, what are you doing right now? And I said, I want to transfer this to my wife's checking account. And I was on Social Security. It was a Social Security check. I gave the whole check to her. All of a sudden, she started crying to me that she didn't have any money. And I said, what'd you do with the money? Wells Fargo confiscated it because of her debt. The next month, I gave her another chunk of money. She did the same thing again. 2 months in a row, we went without food, without anything. I had to beg. I went to food banks and everything. She didn't. I had to do it for my kids. When my daughter got hooked up with this fella and had the baby, the guy was shooting dope and he was beating her relentlessly. I mean, beating her. I had to take a sheriff deputy who was on the sheriff's department for quite some time, Robert Poole. We went to Effingham County. I had to call the sheriff's department to intercede and to take my daughter home. I'm the one that got her car back for her. I'm the one that moved her. I'm the one that got her all her money back. This one here did nothing. And let me tell you something, after her cancer, I had heart surgery. I had to have both valves replaced in my heart, mitral and aortic. I stayed in Memorial for 28 days. You know, she only came to visit me twice. And when they
Excuse
came to
me.
pick me up, no, ma'am, let me make my statements, please.
Mr. Paulson, don't speak to her.
When she came to pick me up, her and my daughter, smoking cigarettes in the car. I couldn't believe it. here I was trying to recover from heart surgery, and she's smoking. She couldn't care less. When she was in the hospital, she called the doctor a F&B because she wanted to go smoke a cigarette. And the emergency room doctor said, "Do you want to be seen or not?" Donna said, "No, I'm leaving." So the fact of it is, I always stuck with her. Do you know when she called the police on me the last time, I actually told the police, I sided for my wife. I said, "Listen, she's just recovering from cancer. She's having a tough time right now. She's on a couple of things, the Xanax, Dr. Northrup had her on the Cetapran, which is a antidepressant also." And I said, "She's struggling." She adopted 8 cats and she stayed in
It's
our
yours.
bedroom for over
This
a
is
year.
Georgia.
She didn't cook. She didn't clean. I have pictures of the house. The cats peed on everything in the house, destroyed all the furniture, and she did nothing about it.
Probably
About
rental
3 months
furniture.
ago, she asked me if she could recover her grandmother's china, in which I said, "Certainly you can." I bought her a china cabinet for our 25th wedding anniversary at Wayland's. I spent over $2,000 on it. And I said, "Donna, please take the china cabinet. This doesn't have to be done in court. Please take it. It's a good piece of furniture, and it's got all your stuff in it." What it is, did she tell you the part where 2 weeks after she left me, she moved in with a guy? That's who she's living with, John. So the fact of it is, on the statements that Miss Muldoon sent me, she goes to Sunset Novelties and spends $50, and then she goes to another place and spends $148. She never did that with me. 48 years we were together, Donna.
It was
Your
on
memory's
sale.
right.
Hold on,
I
hold
don't.
on. Don't speak directly to her.
48
Mr.
years we
Paulson.
were married. Okay,
What-
yes, things dwindled down and we had our problems, but she's very mean, very vicious. And the fact of it is, I'm being honest with you, she's a narcissist. She never admits to anything, but she blames me for everything. And no matter how good-hearted I have been, Judge, she charged me with the stalking and with the terroristic threats. It wasn't true, Your Honor. I did things for the city. I paint vehicles for free for the city to put in the St. Patrick's Day parade. I took care of the elderly people at the Italian Club. You know what she did? She told the people at the Italian Club that I ought to be charging, and that's why we don't have anything. She has never been a giving type of person. She's very, all for me, hooray for me, and F you. I'm not. I wasn't raised that way, man. And that's where, after I lost my job, I got to spend considerable time at the house, and that's when I found out how vicious she really was. I didn't know what she was doing during the day. She's cheated on me several times. I had to pull a gun on a guy back 25 years ago that drove a Camaro. My coworkers told me, "You need to come to the bar and see what your wife does." I was racing cars at Oglethorpe. I came to the bar. She come running out of the dishwashing department, jumps in this Camaro with
It's okay, just give it a second. Hold on, he said.
this guy and puts a lip lock on him. And I looked at that guy and I said, "Bo, you better take off because I'm gonna fix you to fill your car full of holes, and I don't miss." And it's a shame. Yeah, but times have changed.
Listen,
I haven't carried a gun in 20 years. I have concealed weapon permits. I had all full automatic weapons. I don't carry guns. I sold every single gun I have because of the court order for me to relinquish my guns to John Wilshire. I painted John Wilshire's $100,000 race cars. He knows me. I've never threatened anybody in my life.
now we all just heard him admit to threatening this guy with his gun. When she jumped in his Camaro, was it a Camaro? I've never threatened anybody in my life.
I'm not like that, but she portrays me that way. And she went through my telephone and called people who have no idea what goes on in our personal life and tells them that I'm a wife abuser and a drug addict. Whether it's true or not, ma'am, that's the wrong approach to take. She belittled me in front of people that didn't
Whether
even
it's
know
true
who
or
she
not.
was, all because she seen the name in a phone book. She doesn't know Wayne Parker or Alan Harvey. She says she does, but she doesn't.
Mr.
And yet she
Paulson,
calls these people like she knows them and tells them I'm a drug addict and a wife beater.
let me ask you this, Mr. Paulson.
That's not defamation of character in your eyes?
Mr. Paulson, this
Yes,
is not what we're here for. Let me ask you this. Are
Mhm.
you opposed to the divorce?
Yes,
You want the
yes,
divorce
yes.
as well?
Well, I really didn't. Ask her about the letters I wrote for the
Well,
last year.
I'm
Hold
asking
on, I'm
Mr.
telling you. I
Mr.
wrote her
Paulson.
letters saying, I forgive you for everything. Please forgive me. We can work this out. We had a great life together. I took her on a cruise. I did everything in my power. I bought her new cars before I ever bought me anything. What she leaves out the part, the bass boat. I bought a bass boat. It's been sitting for 5 years. I have nobody to go with. The boat doesn't run any longer. It's a piece of junk. It's a weight. That's all it is. The camper, a tree fell through it while I went through my heart surgery. Nobody made me aware. It was up in Sylvania at our hunting club. I lost a lease on the 200 acres that we had up there. I had been on that lease for 31 years. I lost it. And you know what? I went and got my camper finally. It's got a 4-foot hole in the roof. I got tarps on it. It pours water inside. The only reason I stayed in that camper is because she was so mean and so rotten to me. Just the things she did. She talks about my temper. I'll show you some pictures where she went down the hallway and took all of our family photos, and one after another, she broke the glass out of them with her fist. That's the kind of woman she is. Please, Your Honor, believe me when I say my mother is a Christian. She has polio. She's been crippled since birth. She calls an 89-year-old mother of mine up and calls her a effing bitch. I couldn't believe that she would do something like that. And you know why she did it? Because she begged my mother to do something about my drug addiction. And what my mother's response was, you've been married for 40-some years. It's up to you to take care of your problems. We're too old for that. 92-year-old dad and 89-year-old mother, she threatened them. She threatened my parents. I just can't get over it. And yet I forgive her. If she would come back, everything would work out if her and I seek counseling. But she needs to come off her high horse and admit that she's part of the problem. I'm not saying that I'm not, but I have been drug-free now for the last 6 months. And I said, I'm going to do this by myself. And I did, Donna. I did, Your Honor. I went to NA at Memorial Hospital for 4 or 5 months. And then I just said, you know what? I never needed this before. All I needed was up here to say I no longer have that problem. And I quit.
I love
don't
that
let
movie.
anyone come
So
over to my
good.
place. I have my son back home. He's drug-free. He's working for Local 188. He's made a good recovery after 10 years in prison. I didn't blame Judge Pennyhouse Friesman. She was so good to us. I went to church with her. She cried because Donna passed out in court when they sentenced him to 15 to 10. This is stuff we had to put up with. She feels like she's the only one that hurts. She didn't understand that I hurt too. I just had no way to show it. I don't cry in front of people. I don't fall to the ground and pass out. But you know what? I took it out on myself. It was the wrong thing to do. All I did is compounded our problems, Your Honor. And if it wasn't for the drug use, I firmly believe that we'd still be married. So I assume all that responsibility, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Hall may have some questions. Ms. Hall,
Yes, ma'am.
do you have any questions?
And Your Honor, you say I admit this to evidence later? Or?
Show it to Ms. Hall to see what it is. And if you'll tell me.
Don't worry.
Arrest bill.
Those are very important papers. Don't worry. IRS documents.
47 years.
I don't have any objections to.
It was so
All right,
good.
So that'll be marked as defendant's.
When she looked him in the eye and said, "Wolf," in that movie, that was the greatest. That was the greatest scene.
Exhibit 1,
Sorry.
and it's admitted. All right, any questions, Ms. Hall?
You'd agree that the Canterbury home belongs to both of you?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
I put her name on it just 2 or 3 years ago.
Okay.
She cried because she said, why isn't my name on anything? And so
Yep.
I went ahead and
Put her
Put
name
her
on it,
name,
and
yes.
then you agree that you purchased it from your parents during your marriage,
yes,
okay?
most definitely.
And you'd agree that she's entitled to half of the equity in the
Yeah,
home?
Most definitely. Most
Okay.
definitely.
That's all I have.
Ms. Muldoon, may I ask you a question?
No,
Oh, I can't?
you don't get to ask her a question.
Oh.
She's an attorney. She's not a
No,
witness.
it doesn't matter. I'm an attorney too. I'm defending myself.
Okay,
correct?
sir, you can step down, please.
No, I'm good.
All right. Any other evidence you'd like to present, Mr. Paulson?
I got a whole package of this Muldoon did not send me the discovery until 3 days ago. I sent mine 6 months ago, so they had plenty of time to look through mine. I get mine on the 27th, it's postmarked the 27th of September or of August. And
Okay.
here we are in court
Your Honor, we
today.
weren't served with
All
discovery
right.
from him.
So I have not
Okay.
had time to go through it properly.
To the standing
Well,
order.
it sounds like the only thing we're dealing with here is the marital property and the debt, correct?
Correct.
Okay, all right. So, Mr. Paulson, is there something else you wanted to present with respect to that?
Yes, ma'am. As far as the debt, I'll agree to pay the telephone part of the bill, even though it reflects in her statement that she was paying the bill simply because I gave her my social security month each month.
Okay,
Okay, second of all, the other bill is for Cablevision. What she doesn't understand is Xfinity and Cablevision were the same company. They just changed names.
are you
that's all.
talking about Comcast?
Yeah, Comcast. She had the TVs. I don't watch TV.
Okay,
She stayed in the bedroom watching.
so you're not
TV. She
agreeing to
wanted-
pay the Comcast bill, just the
Well, I
telephone?
think she ought to have to pay the
Okay.
Comcast. Yes, ma'am.
All right. All right, anything else, Ms. Muldoon, Ms. Hall, before I hear argument?
No, Your Honor.
All right, I'll hear any argument, Ms. Hall.
Your Honor, I think that based upon the parties, both of their testimony, the house is obviously marital property. There's some debt. Our proposal is that the IRS bills, I did see from what he submitted, it does look like there's an additional 1,800 beyond that 3,000. One is solely in, looks like Donna Polson's name, and the other one is both of their names, probably from a joint return. So I think it would be.
That was
it
for
sounds
me.
like they
He
both
did it
used
for
those
me.
Funds, those retirement funds on marital expenses during the marriage. So it's only fair to have that first paid out of the proceeds. And he's already said that he would take on the Xfinity debt. Your Honor, we just ask that the other debts that are listed in Ms. Polson's financial affidavit, a couple other small ones, the oncology bill and the Allstate bill also be taken out, paid first out of the proceeds. And that the house be sold, and then after that, that they share the remaining proceeds 50-50. And Your Honor, we ask the court to either reserve attorney's fees or consider 7,000 of attorney's fees also to be paid out of the proceeds.
7,000?
Your Honor.
Mr. Paulson?
Yes, another debt that's incurred. I've been paying the property taxes 2 years in a row on my own for that home. She owns the home. She came right out, you said that, we both own the home. Why have I been stuck with all the bills for the home? She didn't pay the electric bill, the water bill. She didn't pay any bills for the last 3 months that we were together because she knew she was leaving me. I actually caught her in the bedroom 2 weeks before she left me. She was on the phone with Judy saying, oh, I don't know whether I should call him. I think he thinks.
Are you giving me, so Mr. Paulson, we're at the point now where I need argument, not new testimony. So what's your argument about what the evidence has already,
Well,
that's been
Shouldn't
presented?
she have to pay half of the debt on the taxes on the home at least?
Are you saying there's debt owed on the home now?
Well, we got property taxes owed 2 years in a row I'm paying for them.
All right,
She paid nothing on the property taxes last year, and I've got the property taxes again for this year.
okay.
And Your Honor, if I could just respond to that, he's lived in the home the last year, so he's received the benefit, plus he earns almost twice as much as her and.
But that was her
No,
choice.
no,
to
no,
leave.
no, don't interrupt, Mr. Paulson. I heard your argument. Now I'm hearing her argue in response, since no one brought up the taxes prior to this for property taxes anyway. All right, anything else?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You said, yeah,
Yes, ma'am. Ms. Muldoon brought up a point that I've been reaping the benefit of living in the house. She made the decision to leave. I didn't.
I understand. Ms. Hall, prepare an order granting the divorce, no alimony to either party, each party keep their, I guess there's no retirement left to speak of, but should there be any, each party keep any retirement. The marital home, the Mr. Paulson gets the camper, the bass boat, the vehicle, I think it's a Camry.
Yes.
All right, the Camry, he's responsible for any taxes and insurance on those items. The marital home is to be sold. All the IRS debt, any taxes owed on the property at the time of the sale, as well as any other, I didn't ask you this, Mr. Paulson, do you have any other debt?
Well, I've got a lot of medical bills I've had because I've had knee surgery twice.
You didn't put anything in about the bills?
Well, that's fine because those are my bills
Okay.
incurred.
All
I
right,
feel like I
so
shouldn't have to pawn that off. on
The
her.
IRS debt is to be paid, any unpaid, to the extent that there's any unpaid homeowners insurance.
True.
I heard you say it was incorrect, I'm
True.
not sure how that worked, but
But homeowners is not a requirement once the home is paid off.
no, has it, I'm saying, do you owe any money toward that?
No, ma'am.
Okay, the IRS, the real property taxes should be paid off the top, and then the parties are to split the proceeds. Oh, and the Comcast Xfinity bill is to
Ma'am,
be paid.
if
And
I
then,
choose,
and then the proceeds are to be split after any real estate commission closing costs.
if I choose to try to borrow the money from family or friends, how much money would I have to come up with based
Well,
on?
the only evidence I have about what the house is worth is the appraisal
Which was
which-
what?
is $290.
Okay, how come I got the appraisal saying 180?
Well,
from
you didn't
Ms.
put that,
Muldoon?
you didn't ask me to consider that, Mr. Paulson.
Well, ma'am, I did. I think I mentioned it to you.
Okay, you
Very
gave me,
beginning.
your evidence is an IRS bill. That's what you gave me.
It's
Now,
in
if
her
you're
dis-
asking me to open the evidence up, you have to ask that.
Yes, ma'am. I gotta find it now, but she knows she had the appraisal, Ms. Muldoon had the appraisal done. It was done for 180,000. You sent it to me.
Mr.
Ms.
Paulson,
Muldoon.
I don't want to hear any more argument. If you have some evidence you want me to consider, present that.
Okay, bear with me. I'll see if I can find it. Nobody else gonna be truthful.
Nobody else is going to be truthful. He's looking for a paper that shows his house is only worth 180,000.
Ma'am, may I please present this to you? Is this from Ms. Muldoon?
You have to
me?
show that to.
No, I did not. This is-
Mr. Paulson, would
this
you
is-
please listen? I said you have to show it to Ms. Hall. So,
Okay. She ought to recognize that you sent it to me.
any
Why is
objection
everything
to the
going-
court?
Your Honor, I just object to it. It's just one page of a draft of a financial affidavit. We-
Oh, it's not an
Yeah.
appraisal?
No,
All right, Mr. Paulson, that's not an appraisal.
Can I have that back, please?
Sure.
Why does it say? I don't understand. Real estate, home,
Yes.
$180,000 value. What's not the
Mr.
appraisal?
Paulson,
Why
she's
would they-
saying that's from the financial affidavit, and it looks like that's what is included on the financial affidavit that she submitted earlier. Okay,
Well, I'll
Is
put the
there
house for
anything
sale.
else?
It sells for what it sells for, right?
so no, the court has an appraisal here, Mr.
Well, what if it takes 5 years to sell a house at 260? that's only worth 180.
Mr. I'm ready to rule, Miss Muldoon. Ms. Hall, if you'll put in the order, the parties are to, if they can't agree on a real estate appraiser, real estate agent to list the house, and they each pick one, and those two pick an agent who will set the price if they can't agree on the,
Thanks for
The
taking my
price.
home.
okay?
Yep.
All right,
Bitch. That's bullshit.
all right, thank you.
That's wrong.
Do you kiss your Christian mother with that mouth, sir?
Thank you.
That is true. Okay, I'm going to skip ahead from what I was going to do because Sherry said I feel bad for the court reporter. All right. I think it's 14 minutes. I have a court reporter. Okay. I have a court reporter who is sharing her screen, and I don't know why. There's no reason why. It's not for a case. It's for, I don't know why. Okay. So we get to see a court reporter do their thing live in action. Now, nothing happens like what happened in this courtroom. So I don't know how this court reporter would have yes, he did. I don't know how a court reporter would handle a situation like this. What I think is there's a lot of blanks. You'll see. She puts like two little dashes when there's a blank. But this is interesting. Also, what's being said is very interesting. So we got some attorneys that might be in trouble. Is it this one? We definitely have a man on Monday that is going to be dragged into the courtroom for his trial against his will. Oh yeah, I'm getting that. The audio is horrible, but the court reporter is sharing her screen.
This is 22 CT 530. That's Wisconsin versus Theodore P. Fleischer III. Theodore P. Fleischer III is not present in the courtroom. He informed the court, so to speak. Well, let me make some record here about the appearance. The attorney Klein is here on his behalf. She states her way at the toilet. We're set for trial next week. Days are planned status and scheduling conference. So Mr. Fleischer remains custody, has been in custody for a suitable period of time. The court is informed as of minutes ago, informed Mr. Fleischer is refusing to at the same time making exclamations to the effect of how dare you deny me the right to see my advocate, but not coming to the court. Didn't come to the court. Motion on the part of defense counsel, it's not an unexpected motion, suggesting that to represent him because well, I would suspect, maybe this is presumptuous on my part, what the court can't do, what the court won't do is breathe any more life into this self-deprivation on the part of Mr. Fleischer. I don't know why he's doing it. I don't think I should speculate. I could say something like, perhaps he doesn't have any word I just don't know. It's been found competent. And I don't have the sort of record that says, Judge, I can't represent him because, I still have something kind of nebulous. I get difficult for me to recognize something like I can't get to him. I can't talk to him. I'm not gonna. You're gonna have to. I'll just get to the end of the story here. The case has to be. I can't let this gentleman. And I say that respectfully. I don't know how else to.
Your Honor, if I might jump.
Handle you disentangle the court, disentangle people who are disentangling Mr. Plesky. What did you want to say, Attorney Clark?
Your Honor, I will be here and prepared to proceed to trial. I anticipated that's what the court would say. For the record, I did attempt to meet with my client this afternoon at the jail. He has refused to meet with me. I do not intend to make any further arguments, Your Honor, with regard to whether or not this trial should proceed. I understand the court's position, and I will be ready to proceed to trial on Monday.
She's so good.
I want him to know how, there's a whole lot of things. I feel like I'm going to end up saying more than once. This is the last thing we want to do, the last thing the court wants to do. But another last thing that the court wants to do is try Mr. Plesky in absentia. But I think that might happen.
If you can hear it, he has a very nice Wisconsin accent.
I know that I have good reason to believe Mr. Plesky reads letters, reads communications. So I think what the court will do, is to send at least one communication to Mr. Plesky warning him that it's all but sure that the trial is going to happen. It could even happen, although we don't want it to happen this way. See if there's some other technique here maybe I didn't learn about. Hey, you can appear by Zoom, you have the right to be here in the courtroom, but we don't want to try to extension. Also not going to put the jury hostage for hours on end, trying to coax them out of his detention. So
I know, it's almost impossible here.
Just looking up one legal provision, let me pull that up. And then just to advise the court, I appreciate the court's willingness to put this forward on the trial calendar. It was set for either the 9th or the 10th. I think I previously advised the parties that the analyst in this case is absolutely not available on Tuesday the 10th. The analyst is number 1 for Monday the 9th. I would also note that my 2 law enforcement officers are no longer employed by Jefferson Police Department. I do have them under subpoena. I've spoken to them. They are prepared to come to trial on Monday. So I'm really hoping that the court will continue to keep this trial as the number 1 trial setting for Monday, September 9th.
Is that Daryl Brooks? Waukesha? Is that Daryl Brooks? Yes, it is.
Yeah, yes.
And then on that other legal issue, Your Honor.
Yeah, the court's office should have the panel prepared and ready to be brought into the court. 30 Wells, did you have Attorney?
So it's just the requirements as to whether or not a defendant must be present. And that's 971.04 sub 3. I do believe that it is required the defendant must be present at the beginning of the trial. But if thereafter, either during the progress of the trial or before the verdict, the jury has been returned voluntarily absents himself from the presence of the court, the trial would not thereby be postponed or delayed. But I am trying to just read that a little further. I do believe we may have to have him physically in the courtroom at the commencement of the trial.
Your Honor, I was attempting to hastily do some research before Your Honor called the case. I will continue to do that research.
Forcibly in some ways, and it's not in other ways, but it is a fundamental right. We're talking about consultation. It's just so yeah, I will look at that too, and I appreciate that to alert Attorney Quaver. The Sheriff's Department probably be put on notice sooner rather than later that it may be required to, or forcibly bring Mr. Gillespie's person to the courtroom, at least for whatever statutory and or constitutional claims required, and B, is by affirmative statement or by behavior, some other form of communication decides, convinces me that he does not want to be here, he won't be here, can allow an orderly.
I don't know if you guys remember the very first time I got this courtroom, all I had was this little box up here, but I got I got it. I made it bigger, but it was just this little tiny little box up here.
Trial to occur. Yeah. Anything else, Attorney Toiber?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Anything else, Attorney Toiber?
No, Your Honor, thank you. Nothing, Your Honor. So it looks like through juries. Dave versus David J.K. All proceedings.
That's Wisconsin versus Brian Charles Kelly. Mr. Kelly is not here, but his attorney is here. It's Attorney Luttrell. Attorney Toiber is here on behalf of the state. Attorney Toiber.
Yes, Your Honor.
Attorney Luttrell, can you tell us anything about your client's he's in custody?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, well, that would, we haven't brought him over yet. That would explain that.
Are you anticipating him signing?
Not. What do you mean? I called the case early.
And this is anticipated, Your Honor, and we can say this off the record, but it's anticipated he's going to sign a stipulation that would amend it to an ordinance, so the court may not even have to recall the case. Because you could just sign and file.
Pause the proceedings. It resolves on paper in a civil manner, then actually it's my preference not to do it. But I can. DF 226 and 23 CT 493. Those are Scott versus Jamie Sue Hoffmeister. Ms. Hoffmeister is present.
Okay, we're going to end on this one. And this one is funny. I like this one. This is going to be a good trial, too.
We have got a real-time reporter here in the courtroom. She's doing the thing that she does via real time, and we have displays up showing all my words as they come out of my mouth. Oh, Madam Clerk, what did you have?
I can see that. I'm wondering, do you know, did these pivot out? I see Ms. Hoffmeister struggling to read the.
Ms. Hoffmeister, if that's a struggle for you on that display, then you're welcome to stand up and move over, whatever your preference is there. You can also come to the witness stand. There's the third display there. And can you see all the words that I'm speaking, ma'am, during the real-time feed out?
Can you see the words
Yes,
that
Your
I'm
Honor, there's a
speaking?
glare with lights, but I can see.
Well, we can turn the lights down. You can come up and you can use the witness stand one. I don't know any glare, but we're going to lower the lights a little bit. Oh, there's a slight glare on that screen, but not on the other one. How about now, Ms. Hoffmeister? Any improvement? Okay, so
Yeah, Kelly, it's just how it refreshes.
Attorney Cornea,
We
I
probably
need
hit the
some,
like
you know,
very
here's the
close
thing about
together.
your motion, Attorney Cornea. When we last sat down, we all looked at our calendars, and you know, I don't remember, and I don't have a transcript in front of me, but there was nothing about that record that suggested to me that some other litigation was going to prioritize itself, at least in your mind, come in and get in between this case or, you know, that status in a trial in this case. I even went so far, I did something unusual here. I scheduled this for a one-day trial on Friday, and now you're writing a report telling me about cases that are much less aged. You claim they're far more serious. I guess
It may be.
I'll let you talk. I know I have to talk to you for a while because I really am puzzled by this. And you know, I looked at your CCAP calendar. I'm not seeing that the next Friday of next week, surrounded by these jury trials. Although I can understand preparation time. You know, that's before a trial. But But, you know, when we did the scheduling, it wasn't like a provisional thing. It wasn't like, okay, this is our day. I mean, consider this case, Attorney Cornea, a definite goal. And if you have to do something to take yourself back into effective counsel class and out of ineffective, then I think you have to do something. So I'm not trying to sound oppressive or critical, but this case has to be tried, Attorney Cornea, and I don't really know what else to say at this point. So now your chance to talk.
Thank you, Your Honor. I think we might have a moot point, a moot issue here.
Okay.
We resolved both cases that were scheduled for that week today. So, and just in my line of thinking at the time was we had thought they were going to resolve prior, and that's why it wasn't a concern, and then things collapsed.
I see.
And then, as you know, it often does, then they came back together again today. So that's
so the Dane County cases are all everybody's good to go.
Yeah. I guess our biggest concern right now is just the analyst issue. I think there's.
Okay, so that attorney almost got in trouble, and now he jumped out of the frying pan, and now he's jumping right into the fire.
Still, I talked to the state, and we were number 3. Well, let the state speak to it.
Yeah, like Attorney Toiber, are we number 3 or are we dropped?
No, we are number 3. I did have contact, our office did have contact with the analyst today. Well, one of those 2 cases is a municipal traffic citation, and the analyst thought that certainly there could be wiggle room to bump us around a TR case. The other case that would then take number 1 is in Columbia County. I have checked CCAP, I have checked records. And that one has gone through its final pretrial. It is on track to trial. So that would be the number 1 case. So the analyst would remain, as of today, number 3, the possibility of moving to number 2.
Yeah, so I mean, that's not a problem from my standpoint. Even if it was 4, it wouldn't be ideal by any means, but we'll make it. Okay. So,
And I would just, part of it was my client's also concerned about me being able to be fully prepared, but we do have 10 days.
yeah.
And plus the prep beforehand, as you noted in your response, it's not a horribly complicated case. So.
I mean, you're the lawyers, and but I'm just looking at the case from distance, more of a distance. So what else should we take up today, Attorney Cornea? Was there any other motion?
Your Honor.
Well, man, you have to let your lawyer speak on your behalf unless he lets you. Yes, ma'am. Or Attorney Cornea, what else would you have?
So my client is asking me to withdraw at this time. She does not believe that I've given the case sufficient time and preparation. And so she's asking me to withdraw.
Yesterday was the first time we discussed any part of that case.
Yesterday was the first time you discussed anything of your case. Well,
And I have detailed issues on another case and also.
no, Ms. Hoffmeister, we're not doing that. So Attorney Cornea, to the extent that you care to, when was your first contact with her? You can decline to answer that.
I don't recall, but we've had contact for a period of time.
Okay. Prior to.
Yeah, I mean, I will tell you that because of the distance between Madison and Jefferson, we've not seen each other in person. We've certainly talked over the phone and met prior to court and discussed cases, discussed them.
Ms. Hoffmeister, I can tell by the substance and the words and the way the proceeding went in prior records that you've had contact with Attorney Cornea. He's devoted attention to your case. So, ma'am, do not interrupt me. I am not allowing him to discharge at this time. I'm not allowing that. I'm just not allowing it. So, Attorney Cornea is going to stay on the case for now. Attorney Cornea, was there anything else we should take up today?
No, other than I just note that whenever I always put my clients when they ask me to withdraw, but you've made your decision on that.
Attorney Toiber?
Nothing from the state.
Okay, then I am not going to do it now. Ms. Hoffmeister. In short, I can't make a ruling like this without elaboration. So this is part 1 of 2, but I believe that this is an attempt to delay.
Attempt to delay.
Expound upon that next week. Ma'am, I will expound upon that next week. And then if we have to refresh the record in terms of any further need to have a new lawyer, any further need to hear further from you about something other than a trial in this case, then we'll do that. This case needs to be tried. Madam Clerk, anything else?
No, Your Honor.
Recess.
So everybody was trying to get out of trial today. He wasn't even allowing anybody. The first guy refused to come to court, refused to participate in his trial, refused to talk to his lawyer. Now this case, this attorney is in trouble. He's going to this judge is going to make him prove that he has spoken to her, but the judge already said that he thinks that she's just trying to delay proceedings. So the attorney's probably not in trouble as long as he can prove that he has, had some contact with her, which it sounds like it did. He did. So he might be fine or not fine. Who knows? Who knows? Okay. We're going to Harris County, Texas yet, but we are not going to Judge Fleischer yet. Yeah. Okay. This one. This judge, guys.
Clinical TRS, because that's the note that I have. Ms. Kofer, come on up. Good morning, ma'am. I know you got out on August 9th. It's been about 20 days. Are you going to test positive for anything? Okay, I'm going to ask you again. Are you going to, because if you do, I'm taking you in. Is there anything you're going to test positive for? I'm sure. What prescription drugs? Are you going to test positive for anything that has not been prescribed to you?
Wait, can we just see that one more time? Did you see that? Wait, did you see this? Hold on. Okay. Watch these two. This is the sheriff controlling him.
Are you going to test positive for anything that has not been prescribed to you? Okay, so you're not serious about rehabilitation, Ms. Kofer. Okay, go down to pretrial services. You'll see the gentleman in the black shirt. If somebody asks me, Ms. Kofer, if I'm going to test positive for anything, I can say with 100% surety it's a no. Okay, so when people say maybe or they have to think, to me that means that you're trying to be dishonest. Okay, so people have told me everything. Just stop the crying. The tears don't move me. Just take a deep breath. People say, I was around somebody and I suddenly had PCP in my system, or I was at a bar and they put meth in my drink. We hear the strangest things. You know why? Because it doesn't make any sense. So you're going to go down and test so we can just rely on the result. You need to come back here. If you don't come back, I'm issuing a warrant for your arrest, and I'm certainly not placing you on probation. Go down and test. Okay, and then you are also going to have to do a clinical TRAS assessment, Ms. Kofer. Okay? All righty, Mr. Frank.
Isn't she great? Isn't she just so great? She's just so great. Stop the crying, Linus. Your tears don't affect me. Okay. Now we're going to stay with her. We're going to stay with her, guys. Get ready. This is quick. Get ready. Nothing happens here. Nothing cool happens in this. It's boring, but the first few seconds are really, really good. Here we go.
Good morning. Hey, how are you? I know.
Last 2 weeks.
I know. Look at that. How are you?
Pretty good. I have this is not Dr. Mayor, a bond forfeiture motion for new trial. The clerk has a copy of the now. I already talked to Morgan and Barra. We just need a hearing date. We have alternative dates that should have provided. It's a bond forfeiture.
Okay.
They have a judgment that was taken, and we're asking the court to have a motion for the trial. And for good reason.
Bill, I think that me and you should get married and have a divorce just like we saw earlier. We could sell tickets to our divorce. We could make a lot of money. Because that divorce earlier was just what it's my bucket list. That's what I want.
We have. I thought the one she's going to 93, 94, 95.
Okay. If it was a bond forfeiture, how would you do
But there was a Sarah Fraser's docket and a judgment was entered.
I see.
And we saw the motion for new trial. And that's what you have in your hand now. We just need a hearing date. So Morgan, Ibarra, Chief of Bond Forfeiture, and I can figure for me. I think on the third page of that order, it says hearing date. And I talked to Morgan by email already. She can she's available. She's available next Tuesday, next Wednesday, or next.
Michael, are you married? Because Bill's married, and I knew that. But this would work better with someone who's not already married. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. Me and Michael we are going to get married, and then we are going to get divorced. Michael, can we do it in Georgia so we get in front of her? Oh my gosh. We have to get the script down exactly. And the judge is not going to know what's going on. But we have to have that script exactly the way it is when we saw it. And then we get no, don't say no. Listen, you're not even here. This relationship is not going to work out if you don't listen. Listen, fine. I will give you a green card. You give me a divorce, but you have to get your script right. Do you want to be Mrs. or do you want to be Mr.? I'm open for either. Do you want to be what's her name? The green shirt lady? Or do you want to be the ponytail guy? You get to wear a little skirt if you're the green-haired lady. I get to have a cane if I'm the guy. All right, we'll think about it. We'll discuss it. I'm gonna stop Carl now because nothing really happens. We were just all right. You can be the guy and I'll be the girl, but we have to. I'll get a transcript. Oh my gosh, I should get a transcript. That way we can see what the court reporter did with that mess. I am definitely getting a transcript if I'm allowed. You get a transcript of someone's divorce, it's not criminal. Oh man, I'm going to. This may or may not be the right clip. So the reason
Tell
why
me how to say.
all right, this docket, she's only up for like 5 minutes. She only goes live for like 5 minutes, 6 minutes. And then you have to get it as soon as she goes up, but she starts right away. So what I did was I started recording as soon as I got onto her thing. And I recorded to the end. Then I hurried up and I went back to the beginning. And then I was able to get to the beginning. And then I cut and pasted it, put it together for you. But I might have the wrong one. I might have the backwards one. But hold on. I don't think so.
Your last name?
Trevathan.
No, we're good.
Trevathan. My
We're
name
good.
is Judge Ratliff. I'm a municipal court judge. Um,
You know Jason Ratliff?
I do not know. I'm not related to any Ratliffs here other than my
okay.
immediate family. So,
Oh, I know you. Hell yeah.
okay, so charges are before this court. In my court, everything is a Class C misdemeanor. A Class C misdemeanor simply means it's a criminal allegation punishable by
it's a
fine
fine.
only, right? But because it's criminal, you have rights to plead not guilty, and because you're in jail, you have some rights. First off, you have the right to plead not guilty because you have the right to hire an attorney. Secondly, you may plead not guilty because you have the right to set it for a trial. Trial is by a judge or by a jury. You have the right to remain silent, not say anything at all. Anything you do say will be used as evidence against you. If you choose to remain silent, I enter a not guilty plea on your behalf. You have the right to have an attorney present to advise you prior to or during any interviews with police or prosecutors. You can end an interview with police or prosecutors at any time.
Fear.
I think you're a United
Lots of
States
fear.
citizen, right?
Yeah.
Scoot back just 2 steps so I can see y'all. There you go. Right there. I see a better picture of you there. So, Mr. Trevathan, you have all those rights to plead not guilty. I'll go through each charge and we'll see how you want to plead. To driving while license is invalid, that fine range is $100 to $500. Clearly, these tickets hurt your driving record. Do you want to plead not guilty because you want to hire an attorney?
No contest.
Okay. On your no contest plea, finding court cost is you remember getting these tickets in May?
Yeah.
Finding court cost is $469 with $300 jail credit. You still owe $169. To no seatbelt driver, that fine range is 25 to 50. Court costs are $209. How do you plead?
No contest.
Finding court cost is $259. Now on that one, your time served. You're not time served on everything. The next charge is no liability insurance filed as a second. That fine range is $350 to $1,000. If you had liability insurance on that day, I need to see it. Did you not have liability insurance?
No, man. I ain't been having to report it.
How do you plead?
No contest.
On your no contest plea, finding court costs is $733 with $300 jail credit. You owe $433. So on these 3 tickets, you still owe $169 was $433, $602.
All right.
In a separate set of tickets from July 9th of this year, you remember being in a wreck?
Vaguely.
Okay, over on Georgia Street.
Oh, yeah.
First charge from that day is failed to yield right away turning left. The fine range is $100 to $200. Court costs are $184. Do you want to plead not guilty because you want to hire an attorney or have a trial regarding the wreck?
No contest.
On your no contest plea, finding court cost is $384 with $300 jail credit.
Damn.
84. To no insurance is second. That fine range is $350 to $1,000. Did you have insurance on that day?
No, I had insurance in a minute. I ain't been had a judge afford it.
Okay, how do you plead?
No contest.
On your no contest plea, finding court costs is $733, $300 jail credit.
Damn.
$433. Driving while license is invalid. Fine range is $100 to $500. How do you plead?
No contest.
On your no contest plea, finding court costs is $469, $150 jail, no, $300 jail credit.
Alrighty.
$433. Driving while license is invalid. Fine range is $100 to $500. How do you plead?
No contest.
On your no contest plea, finding court costs is $469, $150 jail, no, $300 jail credit.
Alrighty.
69. So let me tell you what your total is. You got to come see me when you get out of jail.
When will that be?
Well, unless you've got warrants elsewhere, you'll be released today. Do you know if you have warrants anywhere else?
I know I don't have warrants anywhere else.
Okay,
I don't
so
think I do.
I show the total that you'll discuss with me is $1,287. You got to come see me tomorrow. Now, the reason why you got arrested last night or police interacted with you is
That's what I was curious about, because there was no predicament, no situation that happened for the cops to show up. Like there was no fucking argument.
I would be wary of going back to that house. I'm not sure that that's.
See, what happened with that? Because there was no argument, there was no fucking physical altercation or nothing, or
They don't
any
cuss in
verbal,
court.
I'm sorry, or any verbal situation, you know. All I know is she went to church, and next thing I know, cops are coming through the door. Like, I'm like, huh?
I wouldn't go back to that house.
What do I do to get my personal belongings?
Well, I would use a sibling. Do you have a sibling?
Yes, but no.
Well, I would contact somebody to go get my stuff for me.
What if the case is I might not have no one to contact? Kind of solo dolo.
Well, you've got to come see me. The deputy in the back will give you a map with directions. Come see me tomorrow at 2 p.m. If you fail to appear, that 1287 turns into warrants with additional warrant fees. And then the next time I see you, you'd be remanded to sit them out in jail. So come see me tomorrow. Don't miss that court date. Be here at 1:45 to see me at 2.
All right, yes, ma'am.
All right. Thank you. You can return to your phone.
Appreciate it.
Yep, just swearing in court like it's your home, like it's your living room, like it's my like it's my living room. Okay. Oh, this poor guy. Again, I'm pretty sure this guy was found competent. Oh, never mind. It's a girl. It's a different case.
Okay. Okay, I wanted to bring you out because the standard is very low. I understand that people have jobs and it can be difficult coming downtown, finding parking, and that's why I have the Zoom option available. But if you don't avail yourself to even showing up to Zoom, it gives me no option other than to issue a warrant for your arrest. That's why you're in custody. So I'm gonna keep you on supervision because I want you to pay this restitution. But keep in mind, if you don't show up, there will be another warrant issue for your arrest and I won't be keeping you on supervision. So you're now gonna have to appear in person. I'm concerned about your attorney said you have some bartending jobs here and there. You're now gonna be working with the program through the probation department where we're gonna help you obtain a job, okay? They'll give you job training. I don't know if you have anything stable where you have like a W-2, but I want you to get a stable job so you can support your family and help pay the remaining balance in this restitution. Are we on the same page about you showing up to court?
Yes, ma'am.
And if you don't show up, what will happen?
You'll be short of more.
Yep, and I won't be keeping you on supervision. Then you'll be facing prison time. And the court will work with you, ma'am, okay? So if you say I have a job interview, I'm not gonna issue a warrant and say, oh, don't show up to your job interview, okay? I'm very reasonable. Tell your officer, call the court, make sure that we know that you have a job interview and you're asking to come another day, but just not showing up and not clicking a Zoom link is not an option, okay? Alrighty, sounds like we're on the same page and you understand the consequences if you don't show up again. Alrighty, thank you.
That was an accidental one. I thought she was supposed to be the one that couldn't even show up for Zoom. So she went to jail, but that's fine, you know? All right, this one is called Oak. I don't know what that means, but we're going to find out together.
Your name for the record, please.
Yes, sir. Max Arsenal, City.
All right. I don't know what the matter is. The matter's not set for today. It looks like we're set for an appearance on bond on September 5th of 2024.
Yes, I was released yesterday, and a couple things. When you sent it or when you set my bond last week, you told me to not escape. I got permission from the court. So that's what I'm trying to do here today. I'm trying to go to Oklahoma. That's where my job is. I have a solar business out there. I have a house out there where my bond or my co-signer for my bond is. I've been in contact with Denver pretrial. I have another case in there, and they've already okayed it. My bondsman is aware of everything knows where I'll be. I've got the address where I'll be living, my business name, website, everything, my business partner's information, who was my co-signer, and who's going to be my, my support down there. So, and also when I got released, they never had me sign a waiver of extradition, so I have that right here.
This is definitely Colorado. Oh, Oklahoma. Now I get it. Never
Well, I
mind.
did order on August 22nd that you sign a waiver of extradition, and that was a condition of your bond.
Right.
Are you telling me you were released without signing that waiver of extradition?
Yes. Yeah. I don't know if they just looked over it or something like that, but yeah, they released me without having to sign it. They told me that.
Wait for it, guys. Your
Specifically
jaw
that
is going to hit
if I
the ground.
wanted to leave the state, that I would have to sign it. So I have to sign right here for you.
All right, Mr. Taylor, people's position on, are you residing in
Here we
Oklahoma?
go.
Yes, I have my court dates, for Denver on the 9th, and then also with this one on the 5th, I'm obtaining private counsel, so kind of like to be able to go down there and work to get the funds for it.
All right.
I haven't booked any of my flights yet, so I was waiting to speak with you first.
Mr. Taylor, people's position?
Your Honor, the people are, while this is not officially a VRA matter, the people are considering or are treating it that way moving forward, given the nature of the charges. We would object to the defendant being allowed to travel, again, given the nature of the charges, and that's contained within the affidavit. Hearing that the defendant was released without signing a waiver of extradition is concerning. And for these reasons, the people are strongly objecting to any travel outside of the state of Oklahoma. Outside of the state of Colorado.
If I may, Your Honor, I'm not opposed to any kind of conditions or anything. I don't mind putting an ankle monitor. I don't mind, anything that would make the courts comfortable with this.
Who is your lawyer? Are you going to hire a lawyer?
Yes.
See who that is?
Yes. Greg, his first name is Benson, I believe is his last name.
What?
Greg, I can check it on my phone.
Go ahead.
Just.
I can't believe this guy was released. You're going to find out why in a second.
Greg. And like I said, I've been in contact with my bondsman who knows exactly where I'll be. So, my business partner was the co-signer of my bond, so I understand, there's a lot to lose,
How long have you been in Colorado for?
14 years.
Okay, and you're trying to relocate to Oklahoma?
Yes, I've got a little bit of criminal history in Colorado, and I just, it's just a better move. I have my, my businesses out there. It's solar business. It's been.
So you've been running that business from Colorado?
No, so I'm a co-owner of it, and it's a new partnership that we just hired this business partner and is hiring me on as head of marketing and sales.
All right, I have reviewed the record, heard the arguments, and reviewed the pretrial services bond report. Defendant has failed to appear 38 times in felony misdemeanor.
He's failed to appear 38 times, and he's out. And he wants to go to Oklahoma. Okay, guy, come on.
And related matters. There are a number of convictions here from Denver, Arapahoe, and Larimer counties. The court notes the nature of these allegations here are incredibly serious and present a significant community safety concern. So based upon the record, I'm not going to authorize you to leave the state of Colorado at this time. We can reserve the issue, and when you appear here on September 5th, we can readdress that issue with your counsel at that time.
So I don't know if I will have my counsel actually paid for on the 5th. I also wanted to ask about that too. I don't know why.
Okay. 25th? You're set for preliminary hearing on the 25th?
Yes. But I won't.
So we'll vacate the date on September 5th.
Okay.
And we'll maintain the date on September 25th for your preliminary hearing. Okay?
So, yeah, I was want to ask, the judge really courts to just possibly reconsider, because me staying in Colorado is, I just don't have the stability out here that I have.
Sir, I understand that, but you failed to appear 38 times. I mean, I have no assurances that you're going to appear in this case. This case is incredibly serious. It presents significant community safety concerns. So at this time, the court's not going to allow you to travel outside the state of Colorado, given the failure to appear history here and the serious nature of these allegations. We can address the issue again on September 25th, and you may want to talk to your lawyer about how you want to address it with the court. All right?
All right.
Okay, thank you, sir.
No, it wasn't a PR bond. He made bond. He wants to go to Oklahoma. All right. We're going to stop. We're going to go. Oh, man. Time has just gotten away from me today, guys. I wanted to do Judge Wolf for CJ. For Rebecca. No, but it's already been over an hour and a half. So I got to go to Judge Fleischer. I have to. It's time for Judge Fleischer. We're going back. Oh, wait. Okay, we're just going to do one more from Harris County because the lawyer is absolutely not needed. The lawyer tries very hard to talk, and this judge is like, no. Listen, no, he's never coming back. He's going to Oklahoma right now. He's already there. Okay. Witness tampering, we'll do that tomorrow. Okay, here we go. So this lawyer tries to talk, and this judge is just, I think she's just fed up with every single person in the world today.
Judge, I've got one other person, that's Mr. Stone. He's out in the audience. This is the case with regards. The allegation is that he sold some cars.
I know, we talked about Mr. Stone. You were asking Mr. Stone how long it's going to take them to get the money, because if it's not possible, let's not play ourselves. Let's do something else.
Well, that's the concern, because I have had multiple conversations.
Mr. Stone, what's the balance is owed? And how long is it going to take you to get that 4,500?
Well, I mean, 15 after that, I had 3,000.
Okay, how long is it going to take you to pay that balance? How long is it going to take you to pay that balance?
2 months. That'd be fair. 1,500 more per month.
Then the balance is $3,000. You pay $1,500 already.
A day, 1,500. In 2 months, I'll have 15 each month.
So here's what we're going to do. What is that? Is it cash, or is it a check, or is it a money?
We're going to go to Wells Fargo. They said they wouldn't take cash here, and it was too early this morning. So as soon as I can leave now and get a...
You're going to get a money order. So I know the money is good, and they didn't pull it out your account.
No,
and you're going to hold said money order for him, because I don't want something to happen in life happening, dipping the money that you shouldn't have dipped into. And we're going to give you a reset. You said you can do $1,500 a month, right? I'm worth $1,500. Today we're going to get the money order. We're going to set it off for a month after we get the money. Then next month, if you got the $1,500 and you got the money order to your attorney, you don't even have to come to court. We're going to reset you off docket. Let's make it again. And then the third month, when you come in with that last one, we get done, case is over. If you do it before 10, you don't even have to take the first.
Can I ask a question? Can I come in any time and pay it without coming to court again?
Oh, that's what I'm telling you.
Okay.
Like, let's say you hit the lotto next week, right? And you got all the money together. You're gonna give it to your attorney, and he's gonna call him, I got the money. He's gonna turn that in. Okay, so we get it done. So I would think that if you don't want to pay for parking before your next court date, get the money order to your attorney in enough time for him to call and do an off-docket reset on the case. So you don't have to come up here. He, as an officer of the court, he can say, I am an officer of the court. I have a money order for my client. He is on track. But if you're not on track, you'll come back and get this good old trouble.
Yes.
All right.
Thank you. So that I say it's in front of the court, because it seems to make a difference when I say in front of the court. You have my office address. I don't have to be in my office. You can drop off the check with the secretary. She will give you a receipt. Yes, the office is open from 8 to 5. It's not open.
Shush, lawyer. She just cut down so much time. The lawyer tried to explain the situation. I know about that. Come on up. When can you pay? Are you going to pay check, money order, cash? Well, I'm going to, oh, you're going to bring a money order in. I love her. I love her. Okay. Who do we have here? Hello, Judge Fleischer. We missed you. It was a long weekend. Yeah, it was. Today's the first day. So today is Monday. Today's Monday for him, even though it's Tuesday and really Wednesday. You understand that, right, Fozzie?
Did you? Yeah. Okay. What's the solution?
You ready? Get started after that?
Yes.
All right. So obviously 2 weeks. Standard issue.
Page 2, bottom of page 2.
Yes, sir. Looks like.
All's good?
Yeah, they just need to communicate with Brenda about the driving. There's a driver's license issue, but it looks like they're getting that process.
Do we know
What's
him?
the issue?
It's just not valid right now, Judge, so
Who's
he
this?
doesn't even have a vehicle
He knows.
anyway, so
What's
we're
his
gonna give
name?
a driving affidavit with
Yes.
the contract.
Okay.
You
All
were
right.
late.
Just
I'm not saying hi
communicate
to you.
that to them. If it's not done in 2 weeks, it's got to be.
When I'm late, I hear about it for years. You don't get to roll in here late and then be like, oh my gosh, she didn't say hi to me. Hi, Fozzie.
Here, tell them we're going to hold them day for day after that.
So, Judge,
Okay.
thank you.
Thanks, bud.
Fozzie, you missed our divorce earlier.
Akinpelu, come up, please.
Fozzie, me and you got divorced earlier and you missed it. It was really good. Fozzie, don't have a meltdown. We were both losers in the divorce, I'm sorry to say.
Is he seriously on 2 different DWI third probations and has now picked up another case? Akinpelu.
Judge, he is on probation, as of March 13th. So 6 months into his, yeah, so they probated 2 DWI thirds.
How do you have 2/3?
And he's already had another DWI third dismissed.
I see. It was dismissed and re-indicted or refiled with the second judge.
Kelly, I love you.
You see on the.
Yeah, okay, I see. Mr. Akinpelu, you're now charged with driving on a suspended license. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
2024 in Harris County, Texas. Officers observed the defendant's vehicle that had a defective back left tail light. The officer then conducted a traffic stop. The officer observed the defendant to be the driver and the sole occupant of the vehicle. The officer asked the defendant for his Texas driver's license, and the defendant gave the officer the driver's license with an expiration date of May 24th, 2024. The officer then ran the defendant's driver's license and found that it was suspended. The defendant's driver's license was suspended from March 14, 2024 to March 12th of 2026. The officer asked the defendant if he was supposed to be driving, and the defendant stated that he was not supposed to.
And he's probably not driving without an interlock. I gotta imagine there's probably a condition on it that he's not supposed to drive as is. And they gave you a PR bond? I don't think so. Mr. Akinpelu, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
I don't know what he's thinking about. It seems he goes with you to me, right?
Take a seat for me at the jury box. Let's keep going and then I'll come back to this one. I'm not letting you go. Take a seat for me at the jury box, Mr. Akinpelu. We'll come back to you.
All right, Judge, next is.
I need more time on that.
He goes with you.
Cuellar, come on up.
Are you Marco Cuellar?
Sir, yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Cuellar, you're charged with theft. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during questions and interviews with the state of Texas if you cannot afford a lawyer. A lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
On August 26, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer was dispatched to a WSS store at 2214 Spencer Highway in reference to a
What's
suspicious
that?
person who was
WSS
inside the
store.
store wearing possible stolen clothing and putting things in his pockets. Upon arrival, the officer met with the store manager, who observed the defendant waiting for employees to leave the front doors unattended to leave with the items. The defendant left the store with the items and shortly returned back into the store, in which the officer waited for him outside the front door. The officer observed the defendant run out from inside the store with his hands full of merchandise.
scared to be
The
alone.
officer attempted to stop him. The defendant then fled the scene to a nearby parking lot. Several Pasadena officers caught the defendant and recovered 4 6-packs of socks and 2 pairs of shoes. The total recovered loss that the defendant had dropped was valued at $207.98. The officers observed and videotaped the video surveillance footage of the defendant running past all points of sale without paying and out of the front door with body cam. Officers also videotaped the video surveillance footage of the defendant running from police officers in the parking lot.
Okay. Is he on probation or parole at this time? Mr. Cuellar, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
I think
I'm
I
ordering you as a
proposed to
condition of your
everybody.
bond not to go back to
Micah
the
said
store. You
no.
understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Bill said
How old are
no.
you, sir?
Lena said yes.
You're 25 years old. What do you do in life?
Right now, I'm supporting a daughter.
How do you support a 4-year-old? Doing what?
I help her right now in construction, building fences and all that.
How much do you work?
I got work. It depends. Like if it rains, we don't work. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I do fencing. So if it rains, we don't. It depends how much it rains. You know what I'm saying?
Are you working full time?
Yeah, full time.
Okay. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. I'm filing these bond conditions on your behalf.
I said no once. And that was that. I mean, it was a no. It was an absolute no. But he was so mad. It was
Do not pick up any new cases, otherwise I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, I'm gonna have you take a seat in the jury
Ozzy,
box.
of course
While
she
we get
asked
your
for
bond
a
conditions,
visa,
we'll have you
green
sign
card.
it.
Of course, I'll give her a green card. She gives
Okay.
me her
Can
name,
you file no going back to the store,
give her
no
a
weapons,
green
please?
card.
And then we'll have you sign
What
a
is my
reset. We'll
last
have you
name?
just take
Oh,
a
I'm
seat,
not gonna
have you
be
sign
able
the
to pronounce
conditions,
it.
and then you'll be free to go. When you come back, have a lawyer, sir.
Giger Fluter.
Come on.
Is my last name gonna be Giger
Right,
Fluter or
Marco,
something like that?
on page 8, Cruz, come on up.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Yes. Hola, Melanie. Victoria. ¿Qué tal, Karen? Dejen sus cositas ahí, por favor. Pase aquí adelante, Marita. Aquí al centro. Solo mira.
Guys. See Goat Lewis there? Do you see Goat Lewis there? Goat Lewis came into Judge Fleischer's chat again today, only for a brief second, but it was great. He was there.
El juez sí le contesta nada más en español. Acérquese más. Saque las manos del bolsillo.
You, Jose Cruz.
Oh no,
Mr.
I'm
Carla,
Cruz.
taking it.
tiene
I'm
unos días el juez.
taking her
Baja las
name.
manos. Tranquilo. Solo escúchelo a él. Míralo a él, pero me escucha a mí.
Okay.
Tranquilo.
We're charged of driving while intoxicated. Please spit the gum out.
Oiga, señor, vaya, bote el chicle.
Chicle en la boca? My Spanish teacher always
No,
said
no,
that.
hermanito, acérquese, vamos a intentar de nuevo. Solo mire el juez y contesta nada más en español. Y cualquier pregunta que tenga se la refiere a su licenciado.
Charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine because of the high blow. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On August 26th, 2024,
Can't. Dated a Dale once. Can't change my name to Dale.
Harris County, Texas. A
No, I
second
don't.
officer was dispatched to the scene of a
Hate
major
my last name.
accident.
Hate it.
Upon
My last name is
arrival,
Kelly.
the second officer made contact with the deputy officer who advised him of 4 record drivers.
Kelly is my maiden name. That's the name that I want. I just haven't changed it back yet. I mean, it's been how many years? A lot. I plan on changing my name back to Kelly at some point, but I'm not keeping this last name. I hate it.
Who were pointing towards the defendant's direction. The second officer observed the defendant's vehicle crashed into a light pole with front end damage. The deputy officer observed the defendant walking away, trying to leave the scene. He then made contact with the defendant and asked if he was okay and what happened. The defendant told him, "I am okay," and continued to walk away. After refusing medical treatment and not listening to the deputy's commands, the deputy officer detained him and placed him in the back seat of his patrol car. The deputy officer observed strong odor of alcoholic beverage coming from the defendant's person. The second officer asked the defendant to step out of the deputy officer's patrol car and observed red glossy eyes and a strong odor of an alcoholic beverage from the defendant's breath, and that the defendant was unsteady on his feet. The officer performed standard field sobriety tests and observed 6 out of 6 clues for the horizontal gaze test, 4 out of 8 clues for a walk and turn, and 3 out of 4 clues for the one leg stand test. The defendant was read his DIC 24 and he consented to a breath sample. The results read 0.161 and 0.152. While at the station, the defendant admitted to drinking 7 to 8 canned beers.
Mr. Cruz, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Are you United States citizen?
americano? No.
No. Are you in this country with or without permission?
Sin permiso.
Without permission.
What happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
Me agarra migración.
Immigration will get a hold of me.
You'll be stuck in custody until these cases are over with. You'll be shipped off to immigration. You'll be sitting in custody for 6 to 9 months at a minimum. If you do not want that to happen, heed this warning. You will not get another one. You were not allowed to drive. And I am now making that a condition of your bond. I don't care what is going on in your life. I don't care what you need, where you have to go, what you have to haul. You drive, you will go to jail for a substantial amount of time. You will be signing a promise with me today that you're not going to drive. If I find that you drive, I will hold you in contempt, slap you with 180 days, perhaps less. Regardless, any more than 4 hours in custody, immigration will put a detainer on you. You understand? I'm also ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. You will be randomly tested. If you test positive for drugs or alcohol, likewise, I'll put you in jail. No more PR bonds for you. You have a lawyer. It is your responsibility to stay in touch with Marcos. He will tell you when you have to come back to court. If Marcos tells me that you're playing games, not responding to phone calls, text messages, I will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Okay.
Sí, señor o no, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
For now, I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. You will then get to Victoria where you will sign a reset. After that, you'll get with pretrial for your bond conditions, and after that, you're free to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Thanks, guys.
My attorney's not here yet, Judge. You did wonderful. I like the way you read
Spanish?
Yeah, there's two more.
Judge, the Spanish speaker is page 3. Aries, come on up. Miguel.
Arias, come up.
Pase, por favor. Buenos días. Muy Luis, el intérprete, mucho gusto. Pase aquí, por favor, en el centro. ¿Usted ya vio cómo es esto?
Sí, dame.
Acérquese aquí. Solo mire el juez y le contesta nada más en español.
Robinson Arias Rangel.
Arias Rangel, ¿es usted?
Sí.
Yes.
You are charged with theft.
Con hurto, robo.
You are facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
De $2,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
On March 25th,
El 25 de marzo
2024,
2024,
officers met with a
oficiales se
complainant
encontraron con
who was a
el
loss
cliente que era
prevention
un
officer for
oficial
Amazon,
de
who advised
seguridad
that the
pública para
defendant
Amazon que
was a
informó que
driver
Amazon
for Amazon,
era un
had
chofer para
accepted
Amazon,
a
había
delivery
aceptado
which included
una
several
entrega
packages.
que incluía
The defendant was
paquetes
observed
o
on
varios paquetes,
video
se le observó en video
loading the packages into his
cargando los
personal
paquetes a su
car,
carro personal,
driving by the delivery
manejando
address,
por el
never
domicilio de
stopping,
entrega, nunca parando
and marking the
y
package
marcando
as
los pagados
missing
como
and
faltando
continuing
y
on.
continuando.
The defendant
El acusado
acknowledged or
reconoció
denied
o
any
negó
knowledge of the
cualquier
theft. The
reconocimiento
total
del
value of
hurto, el
merchandise
valor total de la
was
mercancía,
$399.
$399.
Mr. Arias, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case.
Adelante con su caso.
Are you a United
¿Ciudadano
States
americano,
citizen?
señor?
No.
No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Con permiso.
With permission.
What type of
¿Qué tipo
permission
de
do you
permiso
have?
tiene usted, señor?
El
Solo mire el juez, no me mire a mí, no se mueva.
permiso de trabajo.
Work permit.
How long have you been in this country?
¿Cuánto tiempo lleva en este país?
El 3 de diciembre tengo 3 años.
December 3rd will be 3 years.
And your work permit is still valid after all that time?
Sorry, Your Honor.
Your work permit is still valid
¿Y su
after all that time?
su permiso de trabajo aún es válido después de tanto tiempo?
Sí.
Yes.
How long is, when does it expire?
¿Cuándo se le vence?
El año que viene.
Next year.
I'm going to tell you now,
Puedo decir a usted ahora.
criminal cases
Entre
you
más
pick up,
casos criminales usted
higher likelihood you have of them not renewing
no le van a
that work
renovar
visa
ese
for you.
permiso.
Do you have a Texas driver license?
Yes.
Do you have a valid,
¿Usted tiene
do you have valid liability insurance in your name?
su nombre?
¿Cómo seguro?
Seguro de automóvil.
Sí.
Yes.
I'm ordering
Y
you
estoy ordenando
issue of your bond
condiciones
to have
de
any
fianza, de no tener
contact
ningún
with
contacto
Amazon
con
whatsoever.
Para nada en absoluto.
We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. You need a lawyer to represent you.
Abogado para que lo represente en esta situación.
I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we will have you take this in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. Do not pick up any new cases.
Un caso nuevo. Sí.
Otherwise, I will put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bonds.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Please.
Hacia allá a la izquierda, por favor.
So can you file no contact with Amazon, please?
There's 3 more. Your Honor. Lazo, Tubteguder y Espinosa.
Last part, page 10. Espinosa.
What? Millie, why doesn't Victoria ask me? Why doesn't Victoria ask me if I'm ready for the next one? Buenos días.
She always knows you're ready.
Louis,
Solo
you're
mira,
the
voy a decirle
goat.
contestar nada
You're
más en
always
español.
ready.
Jesse Espinosa.
Jesse Espinosa? Yes, sir.
Espinosa, you're charged with driving while intoxicated. You're facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine.
Una multa de $2,000.
We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you.
All right. Listen, you should marry one of the other brothers if he takes you off. Or sister. Do it.
On August 26, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to a person down call, whereupon arrival, they observed the Houston Fire Department on the scene. The officers observed the defendant's vehicle crashed into a parked truck on the side of the street. The officers asked the defendant to step out of the vehicle, and the officers observed a strong odor of alcoholic beverages on the defendant's breath, red glossy eyes, and slurred speech. The defendant was then detained, and the officers performed a high-risk search on him. One officer inspected the defendant's vehicle and observed a red cup in front cup holder with a strong odor of alcoholic beverage.
He's drinking while he's driving?
Bebiendo al manejar, señor? No.
In the back seat, the officer observed a full 12-ounce can of beer unopened. A Spanish-speaking officer was called to the scene. The Spanish-speaking officer conducted the standard post-sobriety test. All the tests were conducted and they showed multiple clues of intoxication. The defendant was then read his DIC 24 in Spanish and was given a breath test where he blew .128 and .132.
Check to see if he has any prior KPIs.
I always say date a guy long enough that you can meet all of his family and all of his friends in case there's one better. You know, I have no idea why I'm single, guys.
Any other alcohol contacts? Mr. Espinosa, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Are you a United States citizen?
No. No.
Are you in this country with or without permission?
Sin permiso.
Con permiso.
With permission.
What type of permission do you have?
¿Qué tiene usted? Work permit.
More cases you pick up.
Casos que usted tenga,
I don't know if you have it or not.
No sé si usted lo tiene o no.
And quite frankly, I don't care.
No importa.
The only thing I'm going to do is I'm going to protect my streets. And if I find that you're drinking, getting into a car, drunk, any issues, I'm going to put you in jail. And I'm going to tell you now, if you have alcohol in the car, it is a minimum of 5 days in jail to any sentence that you get. And I'm going to tell you, if you do anything more than 4 hours in our jail, immigration will put a detainer on you You will remain in custody until immigration is done with you, meaning you will sit in custody for about 6 to 9 months, waiting for immigration to do whatever they're going to do to you. Do you understand?
¿Entendió, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes,
You
sir.
have a Texas driver license.
¿You're the Texas? No. No.
You are not allowed to drive. You will be signing an affidavit with me today promising me you're not going to drive, and I don't care if Queen Victoria needs a ride to church. You get into a car and drive, you will be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. Likewise, I'm ordering you not to consume alcohol or illegal drugs. You will be randomly tested. If we find that you're consuming alcohol, likewise, you will go into custody. And if you're unlucky enough, you're going to be there for an extremely long time. So heed this warning because you will not get another one. I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. After that, you'll get with Victoria to sign. After that, you'll get with Victoria to sign a receipt. After that, you'll get with pre-trial for your bond conditions, and after that, you'll be free to go. Mr. Espinoza, no more warnings. Any more contacts, we put you in jail. You will not get any more PR bombs. Do you understand? You are on notice now.
Yes, sir. Pasa aquí a la izquierda. Ahí te lo digo.
I don't know if you noticed my background. I have a new background. So I took Judge Fleischer's Friday suit. I made it, and I made it my background today, and it turned me red. And if I put another background on, doesn't matter. I'm still bright. Oh, you can't see because I don't have it up. Why don't I have it up? There. That's Judge Fleischer's suit for Friday. And as soon as I turned it on, the camera just made me red. So I put my other backgrounds on to see if I could fix it. Nope, can't fix it. I'm an Oompa Loompa today.
Page 15 and 17, Lazo, come on up.
Romaldo Lazo Morfin.
¿Es usted, señor?
Yes,
¿Es su nombre?
yes.
You speak English?
No, no.
Ok, entonces solo español. Acérquese ahí, solo mire el juez.
Okay.
Habla nada más en español, por favor.
Sí, está bien. You're charged with driving while intoxicated, second offense. You're also charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. On the DWI, you were facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. On your failure to stop, you were facing up to 6 months in jail and or a $2,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present during any questions and interviews. If you're not a FOIA lawyer, a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
On August 25th,
Agosto
2024, officers were dispatched to a major crash in
Oficiales fueron
Harris
despachados
County,
a un choque
Texas.
mayor en el condado de Harris, Texas.
The complainant stated that she
Evidente
was
declaró
stopped
que ella
on a
fue
moving lane
detenida
of
en
traffic,
el carril
waiting on a red
movimiento
light,
del
when
carril de
all of a
movimiento
sudden,
cuando
her
repentinamente
vehicle was struck from
su vehículo fue
behind
pegado por
by a
detrás
pickup truck
por
that
una
left the location
camioneta que se fue de la
without
localidad
stopping.
sin parar.
Complainant number one,
Evidente
after
número
being
uno,
struck by
después
the
de haber
defendant,
sido pegado por
struck
el
or
acusado,
crashed into
pegó o
complainant
chocó
number
contra
two.
contra
Complainant number
dos,
two
querellante número
stated
dos
that she was
declaró
able to
que ella
see
logró ver
a Ford
una
F-150
Ford
with
F-150
front end
con daño
damage
fronterizo,
drive away from the
manejar,
location
alejándose de la
without
localidad
attempting to
sin
stop.
intentar
Complainant
parar.
one estimates her
Querellante
damage to
una
her
declaró que su
vehicle
estima, pues, su
as,
daño al
or
vehículo
Yes, as $8,000. Complainant number two estimates the damages to be $17,000. A witness followed the defendant as he called the police. The witness followed the defendant and observed the vehicle swerving between lanes and running red lights until he eventually pulled up and parked. The defendant was observed to have a strong odor of alcoholic beverage, slurred speech, and swaying. The defendant's vehicle was seen to have front end damage, matching damage as described by the complainant. Standard field sobriety tests were conducted. They observed 6 out of 6 clues for the horizontal gaze test, 8 out of 8 clues for walk and turn, and 4 out of 4 clues for the one leg swing. The defendant also admitted to drinking alcohol. The defendant admitted to being in a vehicle collision. His DSE was read, and he consented to a breath test, to which he blew 1.29 and 1.27.
You look up his NCIC to see, does he have any more DWI?
You could buy 3 of my cars and still have money to fill them with gas for $8,000.
Outside anywhere else besides just Harris County, please. Mr. Lazo Morfin, I'm gonna find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Are you United States citizen?
Residente. Resident.
You have a Texas driver license.
Texas?
No,
No.
no, ahorita no lo tengo.
No, I do not have it right
Any
now.
ID.
I have ID.
You are not allowed to drive. Do you understand?
¿Usted entiende?
Sí.
Yes.
He's signing a document with me today. Mr. Lazo, this is an affidavit. If you drive, I'm telling you now, I will have a.
Sorry, just, no, we're getting louder and louder.
I will have a contempt hearing as to whether I'm gonna hold you in contempt. And I will slap you with 180 days in jail every time you drive. Do you understand?
Yes.
I'm also going to put an ankle monitor
I touch everything when I park.
on you so I know that you're not consuming alcohol. You are not allowed to drive any vehicle that's not equipped with an ignition interlock. If you're caught driving anything, so help me. Do you understand?
¿Entendió, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
You will be randomly tested for drugs and alcohol likewise. If you test positive for dope or alcohol, you will go to jail.
Y droga nunca he hecho.
Drugs I've never done.
Judge, I didn't see.
No vi ningún antecedente.
3 days to get this grant. If you can waive the fee as well, please. We are going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer.
Sí, había llamado uno, si no me contestaron.
I've called a few of them. They just haven't answered me. Just
You need to call more.
Tiene que
Mr.
llamar.
Lazo, the only thing I want you to understand in this short life that we have, I will do everything in my power to protect every citizen of Harris County. You are not allowed to be on the road driving for whatever reason. You cannot justify driving for any reason. And if I find that you drive, you will be doing a substantial amount of time in jail. Do you understand?
¿Entiende eso, señor?
Sí.
Yes.
I will have you come up here, swear to us that you're not going to drive. I'm giving you 3 days to get the ankle monitor. If you fail to get the ankle monitor, likewise, you will go to jail.
I don't really have a door key.
Swear to us here. We'll
can't
get you
lock
to sign
my
a reset
car.
with Victoria and then meet with pre-trial.
Thank you, Fuzzy.
Okay, ready? Got it.
Page 24.
Tejedor.
Tejedor, tejedor. Hola, ¿qué tal? Buenos días, Mike. Ponga sus papeles ahí, solo mire después y le contesta nada más en español.
Good morning, Mr. Tejedor.
Buenos días, señor tejedor.
Sir, you're charged with assault of a family member,
Agresión a un miembro de su familia.
facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against you.
Order in the court.
You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one will be appointed to you, sir.
On August 25th,
El 25 de agosto
2024,
2024,
law enforcement
Are we just not gonna comment on how, and with the last guy, Lewis just yelled at everybody in the courtroom? He's the interpreter. He yelled at everybody in the courtroom. I have insurance on everybody else's car. So if I hit somebody, they're paid for, but not not my own car.
officers
oficiales
were dispatched
fueron
to a
despachados
family
para un
disturbance
disturbio
call
familiar
at a residence in
una
Harris
residencia
County,
en el
Texas.
condado de Harris,
The
Texas.
complainant
La
stated
querellante declaró
her and the
ella
defendant
y el acusado
had been drinking in their
habían
apartment
bebido
when
en
they
su
started
apartamento cuando
arguing for
empezaron
a
a
while.
argumentar por un
The defendant
tiempo.
then called her to the restroom.
La acusada,
Complainant
perdón, llamó al
stated
baño,
that
el
the
querellante
defendant
declaró que el
closed the
acusado
restroom
cerró
door.
la puerta del baño.
They both
Los
continued
dos
arguing
continuaron
when he punched
discutiendo
her
cuando él le dio un
and
puño
scratched her
y
skin
le
on the left
rasguñó
side
su
of her
piel,
chest,
el
leaving a
pecho,
red mark
dejándole
the size of a
una marca
tennis
roja,
ball
tamaño de
and
una
scratch
pelota de
marks.
tenis. Y
The
rasguñó.
complainant stated that the
Querellante
defendant
declaró
then
que le
kicked her in her
dio
lower
en
abdomen,
su
causing heavy lower
causándole
abdominal pain.
dolor pesado
The
abdominal,
defendant stated
bajo
that
abdominal.
he just
El acusado
wanted
declaró que él solo quería
her
ella
to respect
solo
him by
quería
not staying out late.
que lo respetara por no quedarse afuera tarde.
Mr. Tejedor, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with your case. Are you a United States
¿Son
citizen?
americanos, señor? No.
Are you in this country with or without
¿Es con
permission?
permiso o sin permiso?
Estoy sin permiso.
I am without permission.
What happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
pasa si usted va a una
State
cárcel?
minimum.
¿Cómo me aplico?
What do you mean? Explain it.
You're not in this country with
Usted no está,
permission.
no está en este país con permiso.
What happens if you go to
¿Qué
jail?
pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
Tengo mi papel de migración aquí en mi izquierda.
Well, I have my immigration papers here with me.
So what?
No importa.
You're not in this country with
Usted no
permission.
está en este país.
What happens if you go to jail?
¿Qué pasa si usted va a una cárcel?
No sé qué pasaría con mi vida.
I don't know what would happen with my life.
Tendría que
Immigration sweeps the jail
Rastreos de la
every single day,
días,
every couple hours.
un par de horas.
If they find you in the jail, they will put a detainer on you. You will then be stuck in the jail until first this case is over with, and then you will be shipped off to immigration, and you will sit in immigration custody for about 6 to 9 months, waiting for them to do whatever they're going to do.
¿Qué van a hacer con usted?
This is what's going to happen to you if you go to jail over 4 hours. Do you understand?
Señor? Yes.
I am putting conditions on your bond. You violate these conditions, into jail you will go. You will not get any more PR
No va a
bonds.
recibir ninguna otra fianza personal de parte
The
mía.
reason you got out of jail is because we gave you a PR bond, so you got out before immigration was able to find you. The next time you go, you don't get a PR bond, so you will sit there until someone bonds you out. And if it takes longer than 3 to 4 hours, no getting out.
No va a salir.
You understand?
¿Se entendió, señor?
Sí, señor.
Yes, sir.
A protective order was issued on this case
Y en este
on the
caso,
26th of this month.
sí, de este mes.
You are not allowed to have contact
Contacto.
with Adriana
Adrián
Chirinos Dominguez.
Chirinos Domínguez.
I would suggest you get to know the protective order because if you violate it, the state will file additional charges against you. As it stands, you're not allowed to have contact with this person. You're not allowed to be in possession of any weapons. You violate these conditions, you know what happens.
Yo les
We will now reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer.
al que pase, le damos a presupuesto.
So first, I'm gonna have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. After that, we'll have you take a seat in the jury box while we get your bond conditions. We'll have you sign it, and after that, you'll be free to go.
Esa segunda
Do not pick up any new cases. Don't violate these conditions.
estas condiciones.
No more warnings for you.
Más advertencias para se bajen el brazo. May we go, please?
Can you file no contact and no weapons,
Marion, Judge,
please?
Judge. Lori, what's your husband's name? Stanislaus? What's your husband's name again, Lori? I can't remember.
Judge, you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Page 13, Galvan, come on up.
That sounds legit.
Spanish or English?
English.
Okay. Thanks, Luis. Good job, buddy.
Don't let Luis go. We need him.
Good morning, Mr. Galvan. You're Benito Galvan?
Yes, sir.
So you're charged with failure to stop and give information, which is leaving the scene of an accident without exchanging information. We are going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. You have the right to have an attorney present. If you cannot afford one, one will be appointed to you, sir. Okay.
On August 26, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, officers were dispatched to the scene from the Gates Wheeler truck driving away from an accident after causing damage to the complainant's personal vehicle. Upon arrival to the scene, officers took the statement of the complainant, the defendant, and witnesses. Stated that he and his grandfather, who's a witness, were traveling eastbound on I-10 when the defendant's vehicle, a white truck tractor, hit a bridge and knocked debris into the roadway. The complainant stated that the debris was knocked into his moving lane of traffic, and he subsequently hit the debris, causing damage to his vehicle. The complainant stated after hitting the debris, a large car suspension spring became lodged under his vehicle. The defendant stated after removing the debris from underneath his vehicle, he then attempted to catch up to the defendant and alert him that his load was falling off and that it was hitting cars. The defendant saw the attempts to be flagged down and ignored them. The complainant stated that the defendant then hit a second bridge and more debris was knocked off of the load. The complainant stated that the defendant attempted to evade the complainant by changing his route. The complainant provided a video recording from his cellular device documenting the second bridge strike and the generally unsafe disposition of the defendant's load. The complainant stated that he followed the defendant for about 7 miles. The defendant eventually pulled over after the complainant and the witness waved their phones up and pointing to pictures. Upon arrival to the scene, the officers observed the defendant's vehicle and it had obvious piles of debris over the rim of the dumpster
So, Mr. Galvan, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a CDL?
Had.
Any conditions that you think are appropriate?
No, that's not Judge. I read if he's eligible.
Okay. Mr. Galvan, do not pick up any new cases, otherwise I will revoke the bond on this case. I'm not going to put any conditions on you now, but just be careful. Be good out there on the road, especially if you're behind an 18-wheeler. I mean, how large is that vehicle, huh? Just don't say anything. Just be careful. You know, you drive something that has what? All right. We're going to reset your case to give you time to hire a lawyer. So I'm going to have you go to Victoria, sign a reset, and then we'll get you out of here, sir. When you come back, please have a lawyer. Okay? Please, sir.
All right, Judge, the next is page 14. Gomez, come on up.
You Matthew Ray Gomez? Mr. Gomez, you're charged with resisting arrest. You're facing up to a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. If you cannot afford a lawyer will be appointed to represent you, sir. Okay.
2024, officers were dispatched to see a complainant on a call located in Eastern Texas. The call slip stated that the caller was rambling and refused to answer questions. The caller advised that he had warrants for arrest and wanted police to pick him up before he does something. The caller stated that he will be waiting outside for police.
So he called the cops on himself.
The caller was irate and upset. The caller was making threats towards police, stating that they better be strong because he's going to fight and not to dispatch any female officers. The officers arrived at the scene and immediately noticed the defendant coming out of his house in an aggressive manner. The defendant took off his shirt and hat and was coming towards the officers quickly and was trying to get the officers to physically fight him. The defendant repeatedly stated that he wanted the officers to fight him. Officers immediately drew their tasers and began giving the defendant verbal commands. The defendant repeatedly refused to comply with the verbal commands and to tell the officers to put their tasers away so they could fight him. One of the officers took the defendant to the ground by tackling him and used force to put the defendant's hands behind his back. The defendant was physically resisting and yelling the entire time. The officer then got the defendant into handcuffs and moved him to the side of the patrol vehicle. The officer's partner held the defendant against the patrol vehicle while the officer conducted a search. The defendant was still refusing to comply with verbal commands and was physically resisting. The officer then assisted the defendant into the patrol vehicle using a minimal amount of force. The defendant was kicking the officer's leg and still refusing to comply.
I don't understand. He calls the cops on himself and then he resists. I mean, was he under the influence of something?
I don't see that in the.
Mr. Gomez, if I go drug test you right now, what are you going to test positive for? Okay. I'm sending you now for a drug test. How old are you, son?
Drink alcohol last night.
How old are you? I'm sending you for a drug test and I want you to come back and then we'll talk about getting a lawyer. Do not take off. Otherwise I will issue a warrant. You will not get any more PR bonds. Do you understand?
Yes,
Go take a drug test. We'll have you come back and then we'll talk deeper. All right? Okay. Please, let's have him.
Yeah, I'll sign it.
Yeah.
Are you wanting me to appoint or you're waiting?
You can't, you go ahead and point now.
Okay, go ahead and sign it for reset, please. George, do you have him to come back?
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
All right, Judge, next is page 17. Lopez, come on up.
Bucket list.
Is Michael there? This is not his cell phone? Okay, thanks. Don't worry about it. All right. All right, good morning, Mr. Lopez. So you're charged with driving while intoxicated. It's elevated to a Class A misdemeanor because of the high blow, so you're facing a year in jail and or a $4,000 fine. We're going to do probable cause. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can or will be used against you. I see that you do have a lawyer. I was trying to get in contact with your lawyer, but I'm not going to talk to an answering service. I thought it was a cell phone. So we're going to do probable cause, and then we'll just have you take a seat in the back after we're done, and then wait.
Your Honor.
Okay, please.
On August 26, 2024, in Harris County, Texas, an officer viewed a crash. A witness stated that the defendant rear-ended him and also sideswiped him, running into his rear driver's side wheel or tire. The defendant observed to have glossy, bloodshot eyes and a medium odor of an alcoholic beverage emitting from the defendant. The standard field sobriety test came back 6 out of 6 for the horizontal gaze test, 7 out of 8 for walk and turn, and 4 out of 4 for one leg stand. DIC was read, and the defendant consented to a breath sample, to which it came back 1.77 and 1.61.
So the initial contact was a crash. Okay. Mr. Lopez, I'm going to find that there's probable cause to go forward with the case. Do you have a Texas driver license? Do you have liability insurance in your name?
Yes, sir.
You're not allowed to drive unless you have both.
Understand.
I am ordering you, can you run his license, please? I am ordering you as a condition of your bond not to consume alcohol, illegal drugs, or unprescribed controlled medication. I'm going to randomly test you.
Your
If
Honor.
I find that you're using, you will go to jail. You will not get any more PR bonds.
Venus, I don't know if you're still here, but I said that exact thing in Judge Fleischer's chat earlier today. And I think maybe, I'm only 20% sure, that you are the only one who got it and understood, but I'm not 100% sure. He was talking about, it tastes like my grandma's. And I think you are the only one who understood when I said apostrophes are important. And I appreciated that. I knew it. I knew you did. And I really appreciated that. I felt so happy you got it.
Now, you have a lawyer. Good job on having a lawyer. So I will waive your appearance. So you don't have to waste your time to come into court, but you must stay in touch with Mr. Pham. He'll tell you when you have to come back to court. For now, I'll have you go to Victoria, sign a reset. You'll eventually get with pre-trial for your bond conditions. And after that, we'll just have you waiting back for Mr. Pham. Eligible? Great. Thanks.
All right, Judge, page 18.
Okay, we're going to go
Dan,
to
come on
the
up.
end because
Vince, not done.
we're going to wait for a judge to say happy birthday to Spade. Because it was Spade's birthday. I can't remember if it was before this guy or after this guy.
All right, Mr. Fausto, we forgot to do one thing on your plea.
I think he's Spanish speaking.
Oh.
No, usted introduzca.
Solamente quería saber si tú tenías un DWI en Brazoria County en 2013.
2013.
Es
sí.
la verdad, ¿no es cierto?
Sí, sí.
Ok, muchas gracias. Eso solamente eso. Quería saber. Ok.
En 2000, hace 15 años.
Sí,
Sí.
algo así, ya.
Sí.
Solamente eso.
Oh, ok. ¿Cuánto para pagar el caso? ¿Cuántos días voy a estar en el jail?
So, como, what? Maybe 7?
Sí, me dijo la,
10, algo son,
me
algo,
dijo la abogada Tania 7 días.
algo así, ya.
Sí.
Ya. Es cierto, cierto.
Ok, para avisar a mi familia,
Ya.
a mis,
Cierto.
mis hijos.
Yes.
Ok.
Ok, pero no tomas más.
No más. Te lo
Pero ni a
prometo.
la próxima vez.
Ya, pues, te lo-
Mínimo de 10 años.
Saliendo, voy a portar bien. Voy a hacer las cosas bien.
Si no, tú ya sabes qué pasa.
Está bien.
So true to the needs. Oh, and let me write.
Can I give you a case number?
Yeah, what is it?
It's 2520581.
And Garcia?
Yes.
Okay.
John, if you pass to that, please. Was he supposed to get run CC or we're gonna make him pay for costs? Because that's what from the on the.
Sí, sí.
So he doesn't need to pay. If you put message for caution.
They stuck
Then,
here, but
yeah, if
they
I put
asked
it there, then that's it.
to make sure I get
Okay,
the
then
Yes.
call him back.
Yeah,
So I'm going
if
to.
I did it, if I said it, then,
I don't know if you said it. You're-
I mean, if I wrote it, then yes.
I think it's a little later. Once he starts reading the chat. Now he's talking to everybody in chat, and it's so nice.
That's what it says there, Judge, for CS.
People keep talking to him about work, and he's trying to talk to us.
All right, Ms. Sias, I'm signing a dismissal of your case, so you're welcome to come get a copy if you'd like. Okay, ma'am.
Guys, just wait. Something really, 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 really cool is about to happen. I forgot. How did I forget? Any second now. Warning, you're gonna love Judge Fleischer even more in a few seconds. Yeah. Yeah. He's smiling over something I said, of course. No, you don't understand. The chat right now is going. I don't know how he can read any of it. And we're still deleting messages too. Because people are saying stupid things.
All right, because after that, I'll just have to. Appreciate it.
Hi, Jake.
Yeah, right now. Hold on. Hey, this is Jake, by the way. This is my oldest, everyone. Can you go get everybody? Can you go get the girls? please? Yes, they're off every damn day. No, just get the girls real quick, will you? I tell you what, every other day's teacher in service, you know what I mean? And you get summers off. What else? You get a massage while you work too?
You get to deal with parents.
They coming?
Can we go sooner?
Yeah, we're leaving now. I think we're done. Mom called, but I told her that we were almost done. Come in.
She called like an hour ago.
Look.
Here, okay, so this is Rachel.
Hey, Rachel.
This is Julia.
Hi, Julia.
And Jake's over here, just so you guys can meet who we have. And there's still a baby at home.
The baby
Wanna
at
say hi to
home.
everybody? Say hi. Okay, everybody can see. So unfortunately, we don't know, we don't see them. That's the problem. They see us, but we don't get to see them. So we can just like imagine who they look like. Maybe they have horns, like vampire teeth. Probably Spade does, maybe Kathy, you know? Myco, Psycho, you know?
Micah.
All right, anyone, everybody, guys, we're done. I gotta take the kids home and give them lunch. So thanks for hanging out with us. Look, everybody's saying, see, we get to chat with everybody. See, this is what everybody's saying. Look. Well, so, and I will chat with them like before work. And then after work, I'll chat with them. too. Anyway, we gotta go so we can give you lunch. All right, bye, everybody.
Yes, John, those were his kids. Jake, Rebecca, and was it Julia? I don't know the baby's name. It's just baby now. I don't think they picked one. Just kidding. I just don't know it. Oh my gosh, it was a dress. That was a dress, Shannon. And I had to tell everybody to switch the topic. Oh man, horns. I definitely have horns. I file them down. The baby's name is Alex. I think you're right because Alex went to the hospital or the doctor or whatever. Not now, before. Yeah, he shut down. So remember when I used to shut down my feeds really quick? We don't realize there's such a delay that if you end the stream, they it ends right away. So like before I used to end the stream while you guys thought I was still talking. I didn't know. Nobody told me. Then I don't know how I remember seeing comments like that was abrupt or that was quick and I didn't understand them because I thought I like said goodbye a couple times and blah blah blah. I don't know how I figured it out one day. I don't remember what happened. But that's why my stream like I'll go make a sandwich while or something um while my stream ends just so I do not do that anymore. But he doesn't know that. So he just ends the stream when he's done and we miss part of it. Someone should tell him, but it's not going to be me. I wonder if he banned RC117 like I asked him to because I haven't seen that guy come back. Have you seen him, Linus? I don't think so. He said F the mods. I said, okay, hold my beer. Linus, you can ban people. I can't. You can hide them from channel. So I told him he was permanently banned. So if you see him, you permanently ban him. Yeah, that's what I thought. Let's let someone come in here and say F my mods. Let them. Go ahead, try it. Oh, I need more power in Judge Fleischer's courtroom. RC117. Oh, Fozzie. I'm not banning you, Fozzie. I don't care what you say. I will ban someone who says that to Fozzie. I have to. Out. Well, yeah, I timed him out for 24 hours. But that's not banning someone permanently. Permaban. 100% permaban. Now, if someone said F non, I will fight everybody for. Everybody. Fozzie, you're not even safe. Just go ahead. Don't mess. Don't mess. No way. You have what? You have 1,400 mods? What? Why? How? Yep. Out of control with niceness. Out of control. I heard there are channels where everybody like gets a wrench. You know, but you can't take another mod's comment down. What if someone says some nasty stuff? Only you are able to take it down. And what if you're busy with your channel? Oh, I'll do it some other time. Oh, you have super mods. They're all super mods here. I think you guys should all be super mods. Oh, sugar, I just deleted one of Fozzie's comments. Son of a gun. Son of a gun. All of these are super mods. Yep, yep, yep. Kelly saw that. No. No, no, no. We don't even joke. Oh, he just realized. Fozzie, would you prefer it if I gave you full control of the channel and bumped myself down to mod? Would you prefer that? I'm not going to, but listen, Fonzie tries to steer the ship straight. But the problem is he has two hands on the steering wheel and I have like one foot and my foot keeps going. "Rrr." I'm going this way. He's like, no. Oh, wow. All my beer is free. I work at a brewery. you know, so I worked at a university for the past decade or so because I wanted my children to have free college. That didn't work. They're not taking advantage of free college. So now I work at a brewery where I can get myself free beer. Yep. Only work at places where you get something you like for free. I can't work for Hershey's though because oh, I would be in trouble if I worked for Hershey's. No, I can't be bribed with beer. Nope, because my beer is delicious. It's true. See? Alexandria, you are right with me on that one. Well, one of them went to one of them started college but never went. The other one almost finished. She's almost done with her bachelor's, but then COVID hit and she had to do all of her courses online and she was completely incapable of doing courses online. So she just sort of puckered out. The other one, he's in college in Boston, but not where I was working because he got a scholarship for esports. He plays for their team, so they pay him to go to school there. Yeah, I think so too. I could do this and live in the Bahamas at the same time. I worked at a fried chicken place. Well, if you don't count babysitting, I did a lot of babysitting starting at age 10. But then when I was 15, I worked at a chicken place called Roy Rogers. Chicken and roast beef. Yeah, scholarships are great. They are. But how do you do nursing classes online? That's just scary. If a nurse like never actually touched a human being. I read about it though, don't worry. Yep, yep. Amy, you're babysitting since 10. Little baby, little infant, living right down the street. I worked as much as the mom worked. Oh, that sounds fun. Oh, that's when you have to actually talk to people and touch people? I'm out. I think my niece started nursing and then she had to name like each of these digits or whatever I can't remember now. I think she was naming each of these digits. Do There was something she had to do for a test, and that was enough for me. I'm not doing any type of biology. I'm happy with programming. I like programming. All right, guys. I'm gonna hop off. Get ready for Judge Fleischer's courtroom. I shall see you all there in a bit. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming out. Don't forget to watch the beginning. If you don't watch anything else, watch the divorce at the beginning. Watch the divorce, guys. It's great. It's on my bucket list now. Have that kind of divorce. Bye, Vibers. All the Vibers. Yep. All the Vibers. Love the court cases. Let me get my outro.
Got these lights that goes digital dreams. Through the screen, her blue eyes gleam. Wicked humor, sharp as a knife. Her stream sparks electric light. Late at night when the world sleeps, she's the friend that always keeps. Giggles roll like thunder loud. She stands out in any crowd. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Freedom tales waiting to the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle she lights the way. Her eyes near a sky so blue. In her jokes there's a truth so true. With each stream she brings the light, turns dark days into bright. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm. Streaming tales late into the night. Her laughter feels just right. Even when my world turns gray, with a giggle she lights the way. Kathy's laugh cuts through the gloom. Eyes blue like a summer's bloom. Her humor dark and twisted sharp. In a way, there's no alarm.